no time for pit stops. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, it's my style. No time for daydreams. All my brothers get money, we call it gang green. Just another day, but our focus still on the same thing. Us against everyone else, I recommend you change teams. Who the hottest in the city? We the top two. You said your music was litty, but that is not true. Just being honest, you should really just stop, fool. Matter of fact, empty no pockets, give me that watch too. My mind is wicked, that's why I spit it so hostile. Freaky girls in the crib, it's like I live in a brothel. All I spit is Leviticus, but I'm not an apostle. My nuts hang low, long and they colossal. Black trader black, she messiah to the misfits. Run circles, run these rappers to my shin splits. You a little late to the party, baby, I've been lit. If you ain't on the friend list, you better mind your business. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, ain't no time for pit stops. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, it's my style.
हेलो गाइज, हेलो वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम गाइज. वेलकम. रुको एक सेकंड रुक जाओ गाइज, थोड़ा सा. ये किधर गया रे बाबा? विंडो कैप्चर ये रहा. इसमें आ जाएगा आपको ये. लेट्स गो.
They overpeak. There is no way he should be getting away with that. I mean, it was looking pretty grim. Danby gets an insane 3K to get into the site for Nongshim, and then brilliance from Patman again. So cool in the clutch. You would think it's impossible. And there was really nothing given to him necessarily. I mean, Ivy going down there, sure, could have he played a little bit safer maybe, but I don't think there was any massive mistakes really made by Nongshim in that 2v1. It's just Patman doing what he does.
It should have never gotten to that point, but also,
true,
you could just stay tucked, wait for a tap of the spike, then
stream.
activate, then start moving together, rather than allowing him to get these isolated picks. That should have been an unlosable round for Nongshim. Trying to make that judge go.
Extreme jump
find the one, but now Javi out with the Hunter's Fury, cleans up Danby, the duel is dead. Paranoia sent over towards Cat. Ross will be able to find the one, but it's blinded up, and Patman
this is
run him down.
SMG's map pick.
It's a right click across, on down to 30.
GG.
Now, very much similar scenario for Nongshim, where it feels like this should be impossible. It would take a hell of a lot for Global.
Nongshim is
over.
Nice solid shot from Autumn. Cleans up Ivy, and he very much has a bead on where Francis is coming from. We'll confirm the info, and another easy 2K for Autumn. GE are powering through this first half.
James up Discord.
Now here's my big question. As the timer continues to tick, not this previous round, the one before that, the one that Nongshim absolutely should have had done, that they squandered, we still have not seen a timeout call. Just last week, I watched Silkanon call a timeout after they lost a pistol. How is there no intervention after a massive overheat round? Like the one we saw 2 rounds ago. Maybe they just really believe in this defender side. But I feel like they absolutely need everything they can get from this attack.
Yeah, you certainly have to be pretty confident in your second half, your second map even potentially at this point as well. For because this is starting to look a bit like a foregone conclusion. That's
clean from Ivy.
Nice kill from Ivy.
They're all left out again. It's a solid start for them, and Dami able to find Yotam before the door gets shut, so okay. Can they close this is the question. Patman's still standing and Dami not dead. Gets us back into a 3v3, mind you. There is still a lockdown available, and the spike is stranded in market.
Yeah, that's not a good place for it to be. Quite difficult to actually retrieve. The drone's going to find it as well. Patman! He almost does it all on the site alone. Spike's retrieved.
The reveal, that's more damage going to be found. Ivy is down to 14 health. And again, Crystal, he's just been tabling this lockdown. He hasn't needed to invest this at all.
Just
Too much.
pausing, hoping to draw GE into their crosshairs. Eventually, gonna have to make a move.
He's
2v1
going to change up
है
the position. He's going to try to
IV को kill नहीं
see if
मिलना
he can catch them
चाहिए
off guard, make them think and
Really
hope
good.
that they believe that both players are playing there within the site. But
Bad.
lockdown now going to be invested. Big reveal onto Francis, tagged through the wall.
Where do you go?
You have to go forward. It's your only recourse. There's nothing else to do. You have to try to swing that corner, but Javi will have him dead for market. The Odin will be carried over. It's an eighth round for Global Esports. And as they go into the last round of the half, NON-WIFI again just don't have much money.
Yeah, and the fundamentals also, again, just far too good for GE. They are so cool, calm, and collected. They seem to be so in sync, no matter what the situation is. Clutches, comfortable, 2v2s, comfortable. Even when they lose the opening pick or two, the recovery is great. This from Danby causing a couple of issues, but I think it was that kill from downtown from Harvey that really changed the way this round actually played out. That was the one that caught the spike in market. Had they had it in the 3-on-3, NON-WIFI might have been able to walk their way into that B site, get a quicker plan, and put that time pressure back on GE, but they had to go on a bit of a recovery mission first.
Do you
It's a
agree with this?
3v5
G is
at its
like prime
peak.
Fnatic.
Now you're going into the last round of this half. Half armor's abound, the operator's still in hand, the Odin's still there. Dimensional drift.
Fnatic তখনই হবে যখন
Exros
দোষের
needs
মতো
to
রাইজেল
find
থাকবে
something
ভালো
with his Hunter's Fury. It feels like his Patman, are you
You
sticking that?
understood.
Exros is not watching for it.
Hey.
And there goes your ult.
underestimate
The one you had, the one that he had just
Poster
built up, it's gone.
creative
As for a second, it looked like Poster's
পোস্টার
going to be able to
কিছু
get so much
জায়গায়
more.
এসব ক্রিয়েটিভ খুব প্লে আনে
Still, it is
ওই
causing such a ruckus for
creativeness
NON-WIFI, but it's
এদের
kind of
মধ্যে
eaten
চলে
away about
আসে
a minute's worth of
ভাই
their time
আমি
to
তো
play
বলো
this round.
ফ্যানাটিক কেন ভাই
Not to mention,
বেস্ট
like
টিম
you
হয়ে
said, the
যাবে
Hunter's Fury out of the picture as well, so you're limiting the resources of NON-WIFI. If they can even find themselves a plan here, they're going straight into the setup in mid.
Quick peek, a kill, the knives out, Yonatan finding himself in second. And I think it's time to stick a fork in this, at least for the half, because this is donezo. Dami maybe could try to make me eat my words, but no, he is blinded up, absolutely screwed, and it's going to be 9-3, Global Esports well out in front.
Yeah, 100% this change-up from NON-WIFI has not worked. We'll maybe get to see whether or not RB has some more success on the defense on that jet, but by and large, this whole half was
welcome to the
really
stream.
dominated by GE. I think there was a couple of rounds in there as well where you look at it and say NON-WIFI probably could have won maybe two more. They were in advantageous positions a couple of times, but they really did let slip, and that has cost them dramatically with that scoreline.
Yeah, at least 2
Valorant का
rounds.
World Cup है
Colossally
Valorant
tossed.
का World Cup तो छोड़ो.
You
This absolutely could have been a 7-5.
Football World
You
Cup
can't
से
afford
इसका
that,
क्या
especially
लेना देना?
like at this level, right? You know, I think you say, okay, we're only in week 2, right? We've got time to kind of come back into this split, and you know, there's a changed up format this time around. But let's be real, you're going to be 0-3 right now after 2 weeks of play. It cannot be a good time to be in the NON-WIFI camp, right? That's going to be a mental breaker. On the other hand, you're obviously potentially giving these championship points over to a team like GE, who is, by the way, right on your heels. So I think this is the worst case scenario, really, for NON-WIFI. Early days, obviously, in this game, but if it continues the way that it has so far, GE are going to walk away with a win, and they're going to walk away with a 3-0 start to the season, and all the momentum that comes with that as well.
I mean, coming into this, NON-WIFI was already kind of handicapped a little bit because of just the map draft alone. They've been perma-banning the Summit, especially after what Global showed.
Sure.
On Summit, you have to continue to ban that, but that just allows for Global to be like, okay, well, you've been looking pretty rough on Ascent. So we just pick that, and it should be pretty much a guaranteed map win. But then NON-WIFI still continue to try to change up the roles here. It feels like we're back in stage 1, where Euro just gotten nerfed. They were
Trying to figure things out.
Danby on Phoenix, putting him out there, and having Francis play Neon. It feels like we're kind of back to that, but it doesn't need to be that way. I think if they just stuck with the comps that they had been running, shored those up, you'd be finding a lot more success compared to what we're seeing at the moment.
Unfortunately, I'm not in the coaching booth for NON-WIFI.
এখন বলা
Could
যাচ্ছে
do.
না
It's
একটা
like
ম্যাচের
a
উপর
20-second walk. It's got to go down the stairs.
Yeah. I don't know how the language barrier would go. I mean, you've got a bit of
Pardon
Korean
me.
under your belt.
Well, I mean, I think I could get through.
Yeah.
Eagle, this comp,
পরে যদি ফুল সেন্স সাথে ম্যাচ
I have no idea
থাকে
what that means, but
বা হয়
it means trash.
okay.
তখন যদি মানে জি
Not
সাথে
liking it so
টক্কর
far.
দেয় বা
Fair enough. GE trying to make their
close
entry
call-
into B here.
ক্লোজ কল
Okay.
হয় বা
Well, Exros
হাড্ডাহাড্ডি লড়াই হয়
able to find himself a second and third now. It's like maybe they can just find his pistol. Is Autumn running out of bullets? Turns over to the side, cleans up Ivy, and now gets it down
Pick করবে।
into a 1v1. Exros low on health.
Pick, yes.
Takes a TP. Extros not really buying it, now has it confirmed, the swing, the reset, and Autumn gets it done!
Extros ran out of bullets, and Autumn at that point, he knew he had it. 10 and 3, GE can do no wrong on Ascent. Another clutch goes their way. That was just an all-out brawl on B, and you thought for a second maybe NON-WIFI have the numbers. They actually did have the numbers. They had all the players over to B. There was a pre-rotate. They were ready for that, and yet GE still somehow find a way to come away with the win. It's that clean kill onto Ivy that Autumn gets that actually makes that possible. If he has to use any more bullets, he might be in trouble there, but in the end, he's provided enough space by that quick kill.
Close.
He can reset and win the 1v1 to close that round out, and frankly, maybe close this map out too.
And I mean, I know that you are playing from the defender side, and this isn't a map point for Global, but oh my god, jump scare. Javi still able to find the one, but Autumn just leaving him to his own devices. Jumps out of there, meanwhile Ivy just able to find the one kill. But I was going to say, I'm still shocked that I don't see a force buy here from NON-WIFI, given the deficit.
Yeah, I think it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, really. There's not really the right choice per se. That's going to go down. Extros and Francis obviously will try to put something together here. And it's not impossible with some sharp shooting, but the lines are long, and you've got a couple of Sharpies on the other side of that. Crystal will fall, but Patman and Autumn do not. And it's a bit of a foregone conclusion. So 11-3, GE claim that round. NON-WIFI, of course, here do have money for the buy now because they don't buy in that previous round. But essentially what you're asking for them is now 10 in a row. And that is a pretty tough offer.
It
rarely happens. It has happened, it can happen, but it rarely
normal for them.
One enemy remaining.
Run backs like that, about as rare as a 13-0. Shout out to crew. But 19-7-1, I mean, Autumn has just been, it's just been dumpster.
It's the same thing as we saw earlier on in the week. You know, I think he's really thrown down the gauntlet for GE's opponents going forward to say, beware of what we can do on Ascent. Honestly, I'd love to see him on this Yoro a little bit more because it seems like he's just so comfortable on it.
Dash back, RB having to give up that space. Well, Dambi, okay, scale forward, over at Tree.
3, 2, 1, peek.
So Yudatan's going to be contained into the corner, and this looks like a good anti-bonus. Surely.
Yeah, look, not really too much put into that round by GE. They're kind of just deciding, you know what, we're going to try and walk our way forward, aim dual NON-WIFI, see what we can do around Tree. You're not really seeing much of the attacking side there. They've still kind of kept that in the back pocket. So it's just a bit of a testing round to see how easily can we actually get through NON-WIFI today. The answer is, you know, you do actually have to dig a little bit deeper than that, but I think it's worth a try, particularly when you're up 11-3 as GE, just to see what you can get away with.
Crystal the Sheriff might still be good for at least a kill here, but trying to break this high-low.
One would be a dream here.
I mean, hey, if he gets it done.
30 seconds left.
Smattering of damage. RB down to a one-tap range, but okay, Francis around the back out from main. We'll be able to catch him. A flawless, exactly what NON-WIFI need if they are going to try to run this back 10 in a row.
9 now. So with each passing round, it theoretically gets a little bit easier. Nice opening duel from Dambi. And he got a couple there as well with the backup of Francis. So overall, some guys can still shoot when they get given the right opportunity. But I suspect what GE is going to have for us on this attack is not really going to give them such easy rounds going forward.
Dambi is trying to keep the energy flowing here for the team.
It's a tough ask.
7 rounds up, Global Esports. Another full buy behind this. See if they can push this up to match point, or NON-WIFI going to be able to get themselves a 5th.
I need to take spike from me.
Blinded.
Stop it, guys. Let's just go B, I think. Let's just use it on B. Okay.
Guys.
Let me learn this on press. Can you guys go B? I think you ulti from me, they kill. Oh yeah, just push your TP, let's do the simple B. Okay. Let me fake A also. I use one for just go CT kill, just go market.
देखे तो चलो जेते बड़े हो.
This all.
Cypher should be B.
Let me just fight them. I cannot smoke you boys, I just smoke market.
Cypher कोता है जे?
BT है.
Cypher BT है.
Able to find RB with that headshot. It wasn't quite 1 HP as the call out had said, but with that Vandal, we'll be able to make it so. Javi now, last one standing.
enemy remaining.
Trying to fight his way out of this one. It's down to 45, but he manages to isolate this
Sound
into a
to
1v1.
Got that fast rotate as well. He is going to beat Ivy to the site. Should be able to get a plant down here.
Heaven,
Oh, he's
heaven,
going for an
heaven.
open plant. That could be awkward. We'll hear Ivy.
Yeah,
30 seconds
here's
left.
it. Has to get off of it there for now. Recon to the back, tuck forward into the cage. Ivy just waiting this one as the drone will come through. The drop down, just trying to collect it. Oh, and he's just down, whittled away to 5 HP. Oh,
What?
I mean, how do they keep getting away with it? GE cannot keep getting away with every single clutch of the game.
it's another one that should be done. That is insanity that he manages to win that out. And unfortunately, Ivy's going to be kicking himself, but he's been doing so much to try to keep this team afloat.
Yeah, I mean, he got the crucial kill, by the way. We got, during the listen in there, Autumn was sort of wrapping into that B side, I think, with the dimensional drift, but
Bye.
Ivy knocked him over. Had that kill gone the other way, that's an easy round for GE. In the end, it comes down to the clutch. It doesn't matter. Ivy still drops it, so 12-4. Nongshim are getting obliterated right now on Ascent.
I guess when Crystal said 1 HP, he was telling Javi 1 HP is all you need. You've got this.
Huh?
Cover going out.
The
Extra 4 was just a bonus, but okay. Early damage found again.
Crystal. Full
Attack to 14, but I'm
Speechless.
I feel like I just can't even count these as advantages found.
No.
Until the round is over and it's in the hands of Nongshim, Global Esports are winning as far as I'm concerned.
Potential push into the A site here brewing. Although, looks like GE are on their way out. That drone and the gate crash. Fake. A lot of mid-control established for Nongshim. All it would take for them is to maybe catch one of these players on the cross, but Extros isn't that far progressed. RB's now having a bit of a look. RB needs to be careful here. You can't be using that duel as Ivy.
RB needing to deliver more than just the one that he was able to find. Extros to that Hunter's Fury, empty-handed, but does manage to redraw the weapon, cleaning up a kill onto Yutan. 2v3 with a spike not yet brought forward. As Francis strays to the smoke, and now the time is going to be gone. Face in, that's the round done and dusted, unless Patman can kill them both in the blink of an eye, but Extros can just stay tucked away. Francis will find him on that swing, and okay, Nongshim stay afloat for now.
I wasn't really prepared to call a spade there just yet for Nongshim, because I thought maybe there's still a chance Patman could get this done. We've seen stranger things in this game. 12-5 though, a little bit of a fumble from GE. This looked like it was a done thing, but that kill through the smoke into B main, dropping the spike. It's kind of just bad luck really there for Autumn. Good spam, you know, good intuition from Francis, but on another day maybe those shots don't hit. So not a concern necessarily just yet for GE. 12-5 scoreline. They've still got a lot of time to close this out, but they will be taking a save in this round. See if maybe Yutan can have an impact with that Blade Storm.
If he took that tailwind forward, right into one of the trips. Still two situated here, trying to get that catch. TP pass for the one. Shots ringing out. Francis giving away his position, but still able to find a second as Hobby Will can take it down. Just catching that stray. Meanwhile, slide forward. They knew exactly where Patman had ended up. They managed to flush him out, so looking like they're very easily going to avoid giving over the trophy this time around. Crystal will still do well to find the one, but not much more for Autumn to do, but to swing out and die.
See if he can get something done before that, but happy to seal his fate. 12-6 Nongshim. You know, doing a little better, I suppose, in this second half, but it's really not enough to get too excited about just yet. This is a game that sort of feels like it's in a holding pattern until we get to such a point where Nongshim realistically do feel like they can make this retake or recovery happen, or until obviously GE do eventually close this out.
Timeout.
Wow, they do exist.
Apparently.
But strangely enough, it's
The
Global
G,
Esports, of course, who are calling the first time out. Platoon just wanting to bring this map to its end.
Fair enough, I think. You know, you've had your fun, you've had your opportunity as GE to try to close this out as a 5 without necessarily having any input from the coach, but let's try to nip this in the bud before it gets too outrageous. Look at this as GE and say, we've still got a lot of time to close this game out, but we saw what happened yesterday to HyperX. Let's not have the same thing happen to us.
Oh, assistant coach is here, guys. Platoon be like, अरे मिठाई खिलाऊंगा जल्दी match खत्म कर.
Trying to keep the boys jazzed up. Still a very comfortable lead. Take 6 more in a row for Nongshim to get this into overtime. The moment still feels unthinkable. But into this though, a lot of half armors, 4 players, 2 halves, 2 regions. So if RB can get that outlaw online yet again, this could be pretty brutal.
Indian Valorant teamer coaches jano mishchit dokan ache jano.
ঠিক আছে.
Patient early setup from both teams. A little bit of movement happening over towards B main.
ये तो ultra
GE are also
geometry,
playing,
advanced geometry.
a very reserved style in this round, hoping to see anything from Nongshim early on. So we'll get a little bit of a slower round out here, which I almost think might play in the hands of GE. Given that, you know, a few of these rounds they've been using some opening duels. There's been quite a number of sort of chaotic early to mid rounds.
Platoon cute तो है.
They get a full 5-on-5 take on the A side here with a 2-on-5. How does that go? You think GE might just have enough to bust their way through, but they have a couple of troops to get past once again.
Leaning into the weaker stack.
Platoon.
One going to be cleared out. X-Ross Anthem ready with that recon as the paranoia comes through. It's going to be that drop down, point blank though, and Yudotan winning the fight as Hunter's Fury there at Ivy flushes him out into the open. Patman's able to find it.
Same gun pick, same
Yeah,
gun
this might be over now. 3v5 for a retake here for Nongshim. That overdrive surely has to come through here for Danby. He's going to try with the Phantom initially, but taken down. Francis for 2.
Lockdown now going to be invested with Patman now with a 3rd. RB having to do it all, and he just can't get off the starting point. 4K for Patman, and the round close out, as well as the map for Global Esports. 13-6.
Yeah, and they're not even excited about it, which I don't think they necessarily need to be, right? That was a foregone conclusion for quite a while. I mean, they know they've still got a bit of a job to do here for the second map as well. But yeah, a little bit too easy, I think I have to say there for GE. Patman had a great day, Autumn had a great day, and then you had a pretty decent cameo in there as well from Yudotan, who I think kind of flew under the radar a little bit, but still put up 17 kills in that map. So overall, everything working to perfection for GE. And it feels like Nongshim, I think by and large, it didn't really feel as though they turned up in the server. There was a couple around there where maybe Danby had his moments. You had a couple of decent holds on the defensive half, but you know, no timeouts. Questionable couple of clutches going the opposite direction. Where was Nongshim?
Yeah, I mean, so much of that first half was just hesitation, timidness from the team that is so normally going to be running at you and getting in your face. We were not seeing that at all. I felt like Nongshim was very much playing scared, playing with hesitation, not just trusting in their own abilities. And I think a lot of that has to do with these massive role changes that they decided to undertake. And frankly, I think if we're going to be seeing that carrying over into Breeze, if they decide to have the same thing, it's like, okay, we need to have a jet online for that map. So RB, you're still playing it. I think it's going to be very rough tidings and maybe a very early exit from the evening here at the studio for Nongshim Red Force. Global Esports, they've clearly showed up prepared. They've showed up heated up. And yeah, they now have the upper hand. We'll see what happens when we get over to that Breeze, but for now, we'll send things over to the analyst desk to break down the action.
That is right. This could be over a lot sooner than we anticipated. 13-6 is the scoreline. GE takes this very, very quickly.
They are in just such sick form right now. Honestly, like this is the best. This stage in particular is the best that GE have ever looked. Like honestly, this team is looking phenomenal.
I mean, they're looking fantastic. They're yet to drop a map here. Absolutely dominated Nongshim. But I mean, you have to ask the question of what's going on inside Nongshim, because this is horrendous. It's not even close to good. If they can't get a summit together, they're going to be starting every series 0-1. I think Ascent is just not looking good, especially this defensive side. They've shown 3 different looks on it now, and just nothing. I'm not convinced by anything they're putting together.
There's a lot to unpack here in this map, and we're gonna get deep into it, especially that gentleman over there on the jet, which many years ago, this was a sight to behold, but we're gonna dig into that a little bit later. First off, though, we have to really commend how far GE has come. The mistakes that they were making over at kickoff are nowhere to be seen today. They've managed to work through all of these things to make them into one of the scariest teams here in Pacific, and certainly their defense is among the best in Pacific, if not the best.
I mean, the Ascent defense against Full Sense is something that we already praised in terms of the rotation timings, in terms of both the Jet and the Yoru being able to find opening kills. It felt like that whole first half GE either had opening kills or 3 players on the right side with flood potential against a Nongshim that was always behind in terms of the rotation game, quite honestly. They were way too slow keeping the info game honest, and this is what I talk about. Look at that beautiful mid-round push there for GE. You see they execute into the site for Nongshim, and GE already have 3 on that site, and they're ready to flood straight back on in to win the bonus.
I mean, it's perfect. They have 2 people in backside for the B hit. This is the goal of the macro here. They just had the read every single round. I think the mid-rounding is fantastic here from Harvey. It's clearly a map he understands well, and they were just a leg up on Nongshim in every occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's another perfect example of it. Nongshim is trying to work that map control. Catwalk peek comes in from Yuditan. You get the opening kill. You're already up 5v4, and then the rotations are perfect. You've already got the flood out marker from Autumn. The other players are rotating from the other side of the map. It just feels like GE were always on top of them.
And it just feels like that hive mind that Nongshim had at the very beginning of this year, even in last year, it's just nowhere to be seen at this moment. You can just tell that what they used to do just does not work with what they're trying to even do. It just doesn't seem like anything's clicking.
And they're lost. They're lost on this map. And to be lost on Ascent is crazy. Everyone in the world knows how to play this map. It's been here for such a long time, but you can't be getting out macroed like that.
But historically, it's a map they used to avoid. It's a map they didn't play. When they originally went and qualified for Pacific, they used to ban it, and they even ran like a bit of a Troll Harbor comp because it's not something that they played regionally. So, I mean, I know we're throwing it a long way back, but honestly, Nongshim as a team and the core of this team has always had a bit of a weird relationship with this map. They found some success on it with like the Viper Neon comp for a little while.
Guys.
But yeah, I think the whole conversation around Nongshim, it's not the case nowadays, but the conversation around Nongshim used to be, Dabby can only play Neon, and Ascent is not a Neon map. Nowadays it is, but back then it was just like, nah, that doesn't work, bro.
Well, speaking about things from a long way back, we had a sighting that we haven't seen since 2022. RB on the jet. The last time we saw this was in Masters Copenhagen.
We wanted to point this out in the content. Buzz is gassing him up. You're a superstar, bro. You were the Korean 10s. They put him on the jet. I think he started to believe some of that, unfortunately, and maybe that was a mistake.
Look, 10's retires, guys. Like, I mean,
we might be heading in that direction, honestly. I'm a little bit worried, bro.
I don't know what's going through their brains to think putting RB back on jet is a good idea. Yes, he could do it back in the day, but the game was so different back in 2022. That's when he last played it.
Sometimes you still believe. Sometimes it's like, you know, you still believe that you can do things that were long time ago, Morgan.
I was sick. It's like the armchair, armchair dad in NFL. It's like, yeah, man, I used to play quarterback.
Yeah, I would have made it. I had an injury in the knee. But I can't understand it because they have X-Ross, who I felt he was fitting that second duelist role so well. This is also a Phoenix map. Why can't we play Phoenix on this map? I think this is so much instability within the team where they don't know if they're coming or going. I think it really shows to me that they can't find a true answer if you're having to try RB back on the jet. It makes me so scared for Breeze now. This is their own pick. Breeze is also a strong jet map. I don't want to see them do it again. I'd much rather see the Neon Phoenix. Let RB be a support player. He grew into that role so well.
Morgan's advocating for Neon Phoenix on the desk. We've surely lost that much.
Anything but what they just did.
I don't know. I'm really uneasy about this. Even though, like, seeing RB on the jet was like, oh, hey, flashback to whenever, but there was a reason why, you know, he left that, you know, when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Okay.
But
time for Nongshim Copium. I'm a Nongshim picker.
Okay.
Time for Nongshim Copium. Since the last stage, they have played Breeze 7 times against Pacific teams, including GE, that they beat them on this map in the EWC qualifier, and international teams. They are 6-1, guys. If there's a map Nongshim should beat anybody in Pacific on, this is that map.
I do think also we have a big question mark on the side of GE. Breeze was a map that they were actively picking before. Going into London with this Sage comp, they looked very, very strong.
Full Sense lost to XLG, right?
Yeah.
And this was with this chamber kind of neon Sage comp. They played this comp for so long, though. They were playing this comp back in Ho Chi Minh, so I almost feel like it might be time for a new comp for GE. What do you think?
I mean, I liked the Sage. I thought they understood how to play it. I really liked Javi on it. And I think into this Neon Phoenix, this is where it's at its best. You know, we saw them bring out this this comp, the first time we saw it was against Nongshim, and we thought, hey, was this a deliberate counter? So I would love to see them stick with that because it worked so well before.
I still think, though, that even if they do change up the comp, Breeze is a map that GE are comfortable with.
Yeah,
Hobby is clearly comfortable with it, and this is so important, especially for the IGL. It's such a big map. So I think that no matter what comp they're on, it's going to be something that these players can easily adapt to. Nongshim, on the other hand, I'm not sure if the team is entirely in sync, and that's what scares me the most about this going into the second map.
Yeah, it did not look like it, honestly. I mean, that's a map they struggled on, though. Breeze should be well drilled. They've got a fantastic win rate on this map. They need to do some serious soul searching. Like, we need the leadership of Nongshim to turn this ship around. The coaching staff, we need these veteran players. Like, RP needs to completely flip his performance. We need Francis doing the IGLing to be able to do a good job here on Breeze, because they're 0-2 down in this group. 0-1 down against GE in this series, an opponent that they played a lot of close series against. And if they just get blown out of the water 2-0, yes, GE are in phenomenal form, but we're getting further and further and further away from Nongshim's kickoff and Santiago run, and I'm starting to get concerned.
This is a team that needs Champions points. It's so important for them, or they could miss out on the biggest tournament of the year. Can they turn this series around right now on their own map pick of Breeze? Taking a look at the compositions, yes, thank you, so much better. Dami on the Neon, X-Ross supporting him on that Phoenix. I'll be back onto the smokes on that Harbor. This is what they've shown before. This is where they were getting the wins.
This is where GE, we've been talking about their role swaps since the coaching staff change, and, you know, kind of discussing who's going to play what. Harvey on the Omen, no more Sage in the comp. There's going to be a different look that Nongshim is going to have to adapt against. And Autumn, instead of on the Chamber, will be on that Vito. We've talked about in this current meta the choice between Vito and Chamber, and Vito plays very well into this Neon Phoenix comp as well at times, especially if you get a good timing on the Interceptor, and we'll see if Autumn on this defense first, especially, or on the defensive side rather, can create some opportunities for GE.
Well, maybe. I mean, changes all around, changes for the better, that remains to be seen, right? Hopefully, this Neon Phoenix, as much requested by Big Time here, will do some good on the side of Nongshim.
It's the lesser of two evils.
You can see how resigned Big Time is right now, and changes on the side of Global Esports, we'll see if this means that they can close this one out, or if Nongshim begin their comeback now. We're gonna toss it over to Achilles and Elfish.
Okay, well, we've avoided a potential catastrophe. Back onto the same comps here on Breeze that Nongshim haven't been running, because the RB Jet, it was fun. It was fun in you know, in the thoughts, but when we got into practice, kind of bad.
Sure.
It was like a nice little bottle of wine that you set on the shelf for 4 years, you finally popped it open, and you're like, oh, this has turned to vinegar.
Yeah.
So, didn't really hold up too well. They pivot back, they go to has been more comfortable for them, what has been working on this map. Global Esports also changes for themselves.
That's true, but I mean, for Global Esports, another comfortable map. We've
seen bike ki kore diyeছিস 4 জন sheriff একটা ghost
win rate on it, so I think it's still going to be an uphill battle for them. The form that GE are looking in today. That said, I do think that Ascent map probably could have been a little bit closer had Nongshim converted on the rounds, which they should have. I know they've gone maybe double digits, so let's not count Nongshim out just yet. Begin their campaign in an attempt for a 2-0 today. Not a great start. RB with some tags through the smoke gets the better of Yudo-Tan, and now GE are down a man.
Well, RB will be able to find X-Ross, but RB with a second. Smoke's eliminated. This a bit more difficult for them. Just that Viper Wall to really try to have any scale forward onto the A site. But yeah, really heavy direction.
It's going to be slow progress in the rest of this round for GE. Making their way toward A main, hoping they can find a duel against Ivy. It's probably not going to happen. It's a pretty impossible line to win a duel on. It's more of an info gathering line for Ivy. Picks a line.
He needs to back up a hell of a lot faster than he is, though.
That's surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a slow creep back. It was a delayed reaction on the initial shot as well.
Now Patman's out on the side.
Patman, please expect one in
So RB will be able to collect that third kill. Crystal down to 2 will fall, and Nongshim will get themselves their first pistol of this series.
Yeah, scary for a moment there for Nongshim, though, to be fair. When GE was walking their way onto the side, I thought, okay, anything could really happen here. RB, Nice 3-0 start to this map. We had our criticisms on that first map when he was on the jet, but if he can come back alive here, Nongshim could still be in the conversation.
Well, they don't squander this one here. Seeing, in addition to the round 4 thrifties, a hell of a lot of anti-ecos getting dropped across all the regions. As it jump out through that smoke, well, Uton, he's able to find X-Ross.
Yeah, wants to pick the pace up, but slowed down by the relay bolt.
Spray and pray. Francis rewarded as dash in. Tambi on the hip fire. Does take a good amount of damage himself, down to 11, but the rest of the team should have him covered as Tambi for that pick will eventually be able to find it, rather. As that'll be Patman dead. Okay, one casualty. All the key weapons going to be carried over. Just the Marshal left on the floor. Nongshim get the 2-0. Yeah,
got a plan there. Something for GE. I thought maybe Patman might have one more on back end. Could have brightened the day a little for GE to start the map off, but not the end of the world. Gun round yet to come. This will be the big one for GE. Get to have a bit of a better idea of what they're going to bring to the table on this attack. Pretty easy hold, particularly with that spam through from Francis to bring about the second kill. Once you get to a 3v5, it tends to feel really quite comfortable. You have a lot of coverage still with those 5 players rotating over to the same side. So solid stuff from Nongshim. Let's see what we get here though in the bonus round.
Right here. Let's see if they can try to get this Phoenix activated. It's been very slow to start.
কথা বলে না একদম চুপচাপ দেখতে দে ভাই আমাকে ম্যাচটা তো স্টাডি করতে দে ভাই মানে চুন চুন কে মারूंगा চুন চুন কে
Okay. X-Ross with the critical kill.
Yeah, Dambi was looking for it as well. Crystal here with a shock dart. Ooh, under a bit of pressure. Dambi wants to go forward and be on the offensive. In the end, we'll just collect the Vandal.
That gun, but RP going to be taken down. Patman able to find an opening, but now they have to try to push forward into this B site. And Ivy, he is re-wrapping out towards window.
Got to be quick though, because Nongshim are on the move.
He hasn't made enough noise. That's the head spot. They ping him out. While Patman going to be taken down, and now rather than go through the window, I mean they know where he's at. They're still giving him an opportunity. They managed to win the fight. A little bit of damage going to be suffered. The dash forward though, and Uton taken down. So now it's just spike in hand, contained here in main. High-low setup, and okay. Nongshim Red Force, they'll get a bonus conversion of their own.
Nongshim are looking much more comfortable already here on Breeze. Rubber the Green is not going the way of GE anymore. These opening picks, I didn't think that was necessarily a bad attempt from Patman, but perhaps would have liked to have seen a double swing there in main. He's going to go for a dry peek like that, have someone else swing from the other side as well. At least then you can go 1-for-1. GE maybe just feeling it a little bit too much on the back of that first map. We can just roll over Nongshim here, but need to see a little better from GE if they want to close this out.
Well, look, we listened in the Nongshim. In the previous map, they were able to get a thrifty in round 4, so I'm going to try to go for that over to Global Esports as well and see if they can very much do the same. So they try to bring these Sheriffs and Bandit to bear. Let's see if they can take down Nongshim.
They shoot through smoke, so they don't know. They shoot through smoke from side.
I do a tight wall,
okay? Guys, they will drone right now, ready?
Okay, ready?
I drone.
I flash left side, I flash left.
Backside, two, Harbor Rosa.
I flash mid side.
Harbor backside.
Oh, sorry, you do. Harbor left side, guys.
Okay, I go with Yudo.
Oh, he's behind the box,
I got on Yudo, I cannot pick.
Dead. One enemy remaining.
Boy, he's close. And yeah.
Well, NT there, but it's a flawless for Nongshim.
Yeah.
Not allowing for that thrifty to come through, so 4-0 to start. Global now back into another bye.
Yeah, look, I mean, sometimes not much you can do in a round like that one. There was a bit of an idea, obviously, from Crystal there to see if he could get the troops in, but as soon as you don't get the entry in a round like this, it becomes very, very difficult to recover. As the team that is running around with pistols, so every second you delay, the rotation's coming through. That means there's an extra 2 or 3 players on that side to provide further angle coverage. Flawless out from Nongshim, and it has been flawless in the second map thus far. 4-0. Confident, it would seem, wants to play close towards A main, in the end pushed away by that dark cover.
तुम्हारा स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं, हर रोज देखते हैं, एक दिन भी स्किप नहीं होता है।
अरे बिग फैन
Let's start to this round.
Yes.
G might appreciate
तो
being
भाव
given
नहीं
the
देता।
opportunity to just take map control without some kind of harassment happening. And even here they've only got so much. It is only that A main position.
मुझे भी नहीं, आपने मुझे भाव नहीं देते, इसलिए नहीं मिलता। आप मुझे भाव दो थोड़ा, मिल जाएगा आपको भाव।
Taking their time about this attacking side GE.
Give it a woo.
For the split.
Angle to check code, baby.
Sphere try to open things up, but X-Force can't hold the door. Autumn just pushes forward. Will finally be finished off as Francis does manage to find the one, but dead. Side severely weakened up.
Facecam coming soon, guys.
Come through. RB able to find that kill on the Patman, but Francis now fallen. 2v3.
Facecam
Nongshim on the back foot. As RB swings the corner, Javi's dead.
Spotted on the cross though. I don't think they're gonna deep in the side.
I don't know if he's ready for this. He's looking on the angle though. He has a decent read, but I still train. Swing in and okay. Gets it done. Protected and RB none the wiser.
Finally, round
one. He was really in a strong position. It's easy to overlook.
तो गोरी मानुस देर पाता तो देना
over to the right side there. Instead he was on the
left.
And GE have their first round
गोरी
of
मानुस
the
ना,
match.
ওই জন্যই তো তোর কাছে স্টিয়ারিং আছে, আমার কাছে ওই টায়ার নিয়ে খেলতাম ছোটবেলায়। আমার কাছে কোথায় স্টিয়ারিং আছে? ছোটবেলায় টায়ার পেটাতাম আমি। মিকো আর রেডসি তো
benefits here sprinkled in for global esports.
मेरे पास भी नहीं है।
আমাকে
A
পিটা
little bit more cost.
ওই টায়ারটা আমার কাছে এখনো আছে ভাই।
টায়ার পিটাতেই আমাকে
Just win this
পিটাতো
one round and then go on to win the next
আমি
round.
টায়ার
The circumstances don't change too much. GE now need to find a way to put a bit of pressure back onto Nongshim, and it might be Autumn with the op that will do so.
He's on the move, but the wall raised. Trying to get onto a little bit of a deeper angle. but
Autumn up.
Autumn's trained in.
That's crazy because that is a defensive Ivy wall. Dambi knows when that's going down. Autumn does not.
AC1 is the biggest bottle.
Just a little bit too much exposure.
से तो डेफिनेटली
इससे कोई
The hospital flick. So we advantage again to the hands of global esports as Crystal. He's going to be the one having that passed over as Autumn taking the Vandal.
Okay.
Man, off angle, not going to work out for him. No backup, no coverage there from the rest of the team. So nice, intelligent mid-round push from Nongshim brings this back to a 4-on-4. GE will respond by trying to clear out the A side. It looks like Harvey's going to be able to port in deep as well, which will be a headache for Nongshim.
They register where Javi had TP'd too. Ultimately now, it doesn't really matter. They're going to fan out to this position anyway. Hunter's Fury going to be called in. Drop that plant. Yudotan taking that first pulse. Manages to dodge out the remainders. And X-Ross now on the floor as Autumn will be able to find that kill. It's a 3v4 now.
Harvey trying to get
Still
Chicky.
trained in at mid with that operator. There's the push on. Whip the shot, but RB spotted. He can't find a punish. Francis, however, will be able to scale in. Finds himself one. RB gets another. Yudotan going to be taken down. Autumn. The heal coming in from the evolution. Pushes him back up to 100. Crystal here, this is such a thorn in their side, so Cove has to be called in to try to block off that vision. He's looking to try to scale past it again. The off shot going to be going wide. Looking for the timing is on him. He ends up losing his life. Tap to defuse the spot out. RB softens him up, sees the gun barrel, gets the 4K. And Nongshim stop global esports from beginning to run this back.
Yeah, you're exactly right in what you're saying. That position from Crystal was a real problem for Nongshim. That Cove perfect. It forces Autumn to push his way forward. He actually doesn't have to do anything there if Crystal is holding that line. The info is there. You only swing if the shot comes through, but in the end it's now kind of Autumn isolated on the site. He feels like he has to make a play. He thinks he has to push. He does, and he kind of runs into an awkward fight in the end. And obviously at that point, I mean, it's pretty much round over. There's really nothing Crystal can do here. He tries to jump spot. Ends up going down, and things not exactly going to plan here for Global Esports. So time to get a bit of an earlier timeout from Platoon, which, you know, we really didn't see at all in the first half from Nongshim. So let's see how much of an impact GE's coaching staff can have in trying to turn this half back on its head.
Called one to close out the previous map. Just working there. See if it can be very much the same for them to try to find another round win. Because they do need to have quite a bit of recovery, it feels like, already in this half. Rough on that attacker's side. I have to suspect that they wanted to get the Sova into a deeper post-plant position, utilize the shock darts, so therefore Crystal gets the operator, but certainly a little bit less ideal compared to having Autumn just maintain control of that op is going to be a lot more reliable with it. As shout out to our lovely
Cypher ने अपना
cosplayers.
ultimate फिर से लगा लिया. Okay.
You ever done cosplay?
I have. Do you want to have a guess at what I cosplayed? It wasn't a Valorant character. This was well back in the day.
Is it a game or
a TV show?
TV show?
TV show.
I'll have to mull that over.
Yeah. I think if I tell you, you'll go, oh, that makes sense.
See if I can suss it out. For now, Antec come in. Hero Vandal, but
Batman
okay.
को पकड़ लिया
Zombie with the
उसने.
op, able to find Batman. Knives are whiffing.
अरे पूरा
Francis
waste हो
is
गया
not.
भाई.
He was on dead. It seems like they try to get the Thrifty over the line. Not to be. So there could be some pretty critical turnarounds here in this round, but yeah, that's not going to happen. On a 1v5 ace certainly would be impressive, but doesn't seem like it's in the cards.
Yeah, Yuratan was really the key to victory there for GE and certainly had the opportunity with the Bladestorm to get something done. Got a number of those knives off, but just not connecting.
Come
So
back.
there's no punching power for GE to get into that site. Another flawless. This half is starting to look a little bit too easy for Nongshim, and we may be getting a repeat of map 1 to map 2, but the roles are reversed. It is GE now that are getting beaten up a little bit in the server, and even off the back of that timeout, having no success. My question will be whether or not the timeout discussion was for that Thrifty or whether it was for this round here. Guns in hand. GE have to make this work.
Spot of the shoulder. Right there. Just back away, but RB wise to this mid-scaling. Drone to chase forward, see what it can spot out. We'll just catch Patmen, but doesn't let them realize how far forward Javi has gotten. Did he catch a glimpse? Javi certainly did see RB, but I don't think the ladder has been spotted, but Javi just finding a very nice time to slide in at nest.
Yeah, another opening pick for Nongshim, making matters worse for GE. Yuratan, this is really a 50-50 fight for him. It probably doesn't go his way in the end with the Guardian. Francis gets the better of him. Just an awkward one in the end for Yuratan, and that makes, again, matters a little worse for GE as they're now down to a 3-on-5. They do have some territory in mid, but that pre-rotate over towards B is going to be reinforcing the site nicely, and Danby's just making no mistake right now with the op in hand.
Hammond just didn't have enough to try to get that headshot in cleanly, so does dink him and take him down low, but hasn't been able to finish the job. And yeah, we'll just run him down. It's going to be back-to-back flawlesses here for Nongshim, now up 7-1. And if you're global, if you're platoon, you're probably considering having to call that second timeout already, maybe ahead of the next buy, but this has not been going your way whatsoever.
Yeah. GE are really struggling to find the opening fights, and not only that, but even in the duels. Like, even if it's just a 50-50 duel, they don't seem to be closing those out to the extent that they should be. So that's making matters worse. Scoreline 7-1. Nongshim are looking supremely confident at the moment, and just nothing working for GE. They can't take space comfortably. They can't win fights.
I mean, 13-2 for RB, 11-1 for Francis. Need X-Ross to do a little bit more. He's on my build there, so.
Yeah. I think your build diff is a bit of a curse, to be fair.
Yeah, they didn't give me my points from yesterday. Highway robbery, either way. Coming out with the Outlaw, trying to find the quick and easy shutdown, but Javi TPing over to no man's land, but Patman unable to find a couple kills.
No more pit.
Trying to keep this competitive. Meanwhile, X-Ross is looking for that second, but Crystal will be able to peel one back, but RB still alive, still looking to thrive. The blind is in, Yurtan's dead. 8-1, the pain shall continue.
Yes, GE starting to have to think about sunset, maybe. Because there ain't no sunrise right here on Breeze for them right now. They are just getting walloped.
अरे कुछ करो
This was a good attempt, I will say.
Nice
Nice little port there from Harvey, kind of throws the aim off. The swing comes through. The spacing was nice for GE, but just at the back end there, that wave rolling through the site, making it a little too easy for RB to isolate these duels, and then Yuratan might not have even seen what was coming. So 8-1, Nongshim. Top, and they're gonna go aggressive into A.
This just feels like we flipped the switch here. Polar opposite performances from both of these teams. As Esports going to be contained, Huntersphere going to be hauled out. Patman able to find the one, but Downby cleans up a kill on Autumn. Now he's contained back over towards door. They're looking at that. Just run him down. Will RB pushing his way back in as X-Ross from back sight. Lets himself another kill. Will make his exit, but not before he finds Javi. gets that follow-up kill right before the ult expires. Arby's got the finisher. It is 9-1.
9-1.
This is just such a non-event for GE, isn't it? Like, it's crazy. They can go from doing this to Nongshim on Ascent to now having it done back to them on Breeze. It is a complete tale on two maps. Sets us up for a nice finish on Sunset if we ultimately do get there. I think that's obviously where we're headed right now, but these rounds are not even close. GE are getting slaughtered.
এত ভালো কবে থেকে খেলতে লাগলো এটা ব্রিজে
You know,
আগে
it's
কিন্তু
kind of a
ব্রিজ
little bit
ব্যান করে
refreshing to
দিল
see
এরা
Nongshim have a decent map here and there because their
season
so far has been pretty rough. I really thought they were going to get rolled here 2-0 after seeing that first map, but
ওরা রিগ্রেট করবে ভাই ব্রিজ নিলে ভালো হতো তাও মেরে দিয়েছে
how he's even gotten that one. It was such a delayed reaction from Dambi, but will end up being a 2 for 2. Is Yuta-san going to be spotted the spam, taking him down over at 56. Paranoia, Ivy. Oh, he's just eating it. I guess didn't want to reposition because of the approach from that tunnel side. Either way, walk forward, kill going to be found. A little bit of damage in. Shock Dart ends up rebounding a bit too deep. Nice will find Francis, and okay, Global. Looking for that second round win.
Why
and
pushing,
can do
man?
something about
Why
it.
pushing?
Wouldn't be too surprised to see it.
3v1 টাকে 2v1 করে
Can
দিল
heal back up.
Big
Crystal
crossfire.
though, he's going
Nice
red.
shot.
But Crystal will have the headshot. Clean little one tap and Global, they double up.
I mean, it's something. Obviously, you're going to need this third in the half to have any semblance of anything for GE in the second, plus, of course, the pistol in that second half. Another kind of messy round. GE just sort of thriving in it a little bit more so this time. They get, instead of 2-for-1 trades, they kind of go 2-for-2 in middle there and find those openers over onto B. Ivy, though, I mean, he very nearly recovered from that paranoia in time and maybe could have ended up actually winning that duel, holding that side down. So these little things just working out for GE in round 11, but still got to get past one more in this half to have anything to say.
And that's Paranoia out nice and early. Can't find the kill though. Dash in, attempt on that op shot. Won't be able to find it, but has a backup weapon. Will just give up that space. So a site going to be claimed here by Global Esports. They look to make this a 9-3. All of Nongshim though. Collected, clustered back up for a swift retake.
Let's go G fighting. Stream by welcome to the stream.
In the site, they've got a 5-on-5 post plan.
कैसे हो?
Everyone is alive. Certainly a big boon. Ivy on this approach. Yuta just now making noise.
Left man.
Ivy's got the pit now.
That he does. Pitting back in from this position going to be tough though.
I'll be one away from the wave.
See if he can get into a spot to actually utilize it. As you say, that Reckoning, I think, a lot more of an urgent threat here for Global. Evolution going to be popped to jump up over the top, and Automix run out of bullets. X-Ross able to find the one, finds a second. Francis cleans up Javi, Arby dead, but to no matter. X-Ross will find the 3K. The pit will be popped in celebration as Nongshim make it 10-2.
Yeah, got there in the end with the pit, didn't we? But didn't really feel like any of those ultis that were mentioned ended up having any kind of impact.
Guys.
Still 10-2 for Nongshim. Talk about impact. That first half, certainly a resurgence after watching map 1. Ivy, such a clean shot on in, and then thought maybe Autumn might have one of those rounds after getting that pick onto Danby, but couldn't quite make it come together. Nice stuff from X-Ross again, and I think worth highlighting, you know, having him back over onto the dueler seems to have really worked out nicely for Nongshim. Arby looking more comfortable, X-Ross looking more comfortable, Nongshim in general looking more comfortable. So maybe what the Des was saying.
ठीक है फर्स्ट मैप अच्छा गया लेकिन सेकंड मैप में 10-2 ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए यार एटलीस्ट 10-6 I mean 10-6 नहीं मतलब क्या बोलते हो
8-4 big numbers for RB, big resurgence.
8-4 या फिर 9-6 भी चलता है 10-2 थोड़ा सा one sided
My man's been playing Harbor a lot lately. He's going to be a lot more comfortable compared to playing a Jet from 4 years ago.
Unbelievable.
कुछ तो उन लोगों को strategy लगाना पड़ेगा.
You know what? I can't think which character you cosplayed as. For some reason, my brain initially said House, but like,
House.
You would have to
no, I was much younger. I was much younger when this was like I was a teenager when I cosplayed.
Let's go.
So we're talking like, let's say a Scooby-Doo character, not Scooby-Doo.
G fighting, let's go.
G fighting.
No, I'm flattered.
Yeah,
I really am flattered that you think I'm a Fred and not a Shaggy, but it was Shaggy.
Okay, I got you.
GG fighting है
10-2 hard होता है comeback करना.
Well,
देखो होता तो हार्ड है लेकिन कुछ दिन पहले जी ने किया हुआ है 10 to come back.
Shocking performance here.
इसीलिए थोड़ा सा भरोसा तो रखना पड़ेगा.
Glance up, can see the outline of Chober
मैच में
up
लोग ने किया था against RRQ.
The boaster pose, but I think it's been out of relief this time rather than out of sorrow and despair for the previous map.
RRQ के against में किया तो है.
I mean, hey, it's a very winnable series now on both sides.
वो भी second map में ही.
Who really knows what we're going to get from
ये थे हैं easy.
Slow and steady wins the race in the pistol. As far as Nongshim are concerned, a pistol round win here would pretty much win them the map. So they don't want to make a mistake, but GE are being pretty active. Push out of B hasn't seen anything.
Okay, well, Yudatan, he kept his eyes trained on the window, but Ivy's able to find that kill.
Real problem is Harvey has slipped past. So you do lose a player there, but you gain some serious territory.
I mean, Harvey basically just said, nah, I'm not going to deal with that.
And I think that's the right choice, right? He could make a massive flank happen here.
He's going to hope that he can just try to get in on that back line. At least intercept any rotations, but as we can see, Nongshim, they are just piling forward. They want to get this plant enacted on this side of the map. The approach getting ever closer here from Harvey, trying to play it out a little bit more patiently, finds that kill, but now Nongshim reading this one. Dami, however, going to be taken down as well.
Winnable है.
Which in the hands of Global Esports.
एक को मार.
One Patman. Oh, the one tap clean. RB looking for a little bit
more.
GG.
Nice one. Last kill.
Run over though, and it's Ivy now on the approach.
Last kill
पीछे. The defuse can just
Ivy
be stuck.
Okay, let's go. Good comeback.
Ends up getting out of the hands of Nongshim very quickly.
All right, how doable really is this for GE? How strong is their defensive half? It's time to find out. Maybe the dream is still alive.
अभी ये वाला next round निकलेगा. होगा 10-4.
It's a grim looking scoreboard.
फिर उन लोग का बाई आएगा. उस राउंड में अगर हरा दिया फिर उन लोग का सेव चला जाएगा.
Start to recover it with the pistol round. They'll need a
फिर उन लोग का सेव जाएगा. फिर तो इन लोग का बाई आएगा. तो इन लोग का बाई दो बार रहेगा तो उन लोग का इकोनॉमी ज्यादा हो जाएगा. फिर वो लोग सेव में जाने के बाद उन लोग का बाई आएगा. फिर वो वाला राउंड अगर हरा दिया तब होगा. अगर वो वाला राउंड नहीं हरा पाया फिर थोड़ा दिक्कत की बात है. थोड़ा सा मतलब है भाई थोड़ा सा पैटर्न फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. ठीक एकदम देख रहे हो. दिल से सपोर्ट भाई, दिल से सपोर्ट.
Straight kills that he can get. Quick little dash backs on the Hobby, the real kill there, but he's able to slip the net. Dami now going to be taking down a lot of arrives over at half level. Towards tunnel, nothing spotted. Shock darts at the corner. And not to be led by a curveball. Yudatan will just plant his feet, hold his own, cleans it up, and that's going to be a flawless anti-eco for Global Esports.
That's what you want. And to be fair, I think we could say that Nongshim did a little better in the second half of Ascent. Maybe that's GE's turn now to pick up a couple of rounds here, see if they can get some hope going. That was the easy job. Now they've got to get through the bonus, which will be a little bit tougher. Investment's going to come through here for Nongshim. We'll start to see Dami get put to work on that Neon, see if he can slide on in, find some space. Extros will be there to back him up. This is the first proper test for GE in the half. If they can get past this one, they can do it cleanly. We might start to believe, but for now, still feels as though Nongshim are very much in control of this game at the moment.
ওই যে ইয়েটা রাখালো কি বলে এই এজেন্টের নাম কি অটম খেলছে ভিটো
for Nongshim taking their time. Just waiting out that util.
Don't place. হ্যাঁ ভিটো ভিটো
ভিটোরে যে বিচটা লাগিয়ে দিল মাঝখানে বিচটা তো ফাটিয়ে দেবে
collect that orb in all likelihood. Meanwhile
ওটা কেউ নোটিস করে না, ফটা অনেক রেঞ্জ বাড়িয়ে দিয়েছে ওটা, তো অনেক দূরে থাকলে ওটা ধরে নেয়,
ওয়াল থ্রু ধরে নেয় ওটা.
Drone out should be on spot.
না না ওয়াল থ্রু দেখে উঠবে না,
তাকালে মানে দেখলে তাই তো
দেখতে পেলে. হ্যাঁ
through has it confirmed. Well, okay, it's the one, but it's going to die to the blaze wall.
বা হাবি পুরো মরে গেছে,
ছ্যাঁকাবে মরে গেল ওয়াল কা. আরে ড্যামেজ দিয়েছিল না, ও জাস্ট টাচ হয়ে যায় মরে গেছে.
Going to have to be happy rather to play the retake.
In no mid approach. Ivy able to stay tucked to your doors, and now the reckoning going to be online for RB.
He's holding for it, waiting for the perfect time, and it looks like it's going to be a damn good one.
Scale getting ready to come through. There's the wave. The crash across holds them back for now. Is Ivy unable to maintain control of that position? Now front of Pyramids, susceptible. Big scale forward, curveball into the face, and France to find the first kill. Will be taken down. Crystal, find one. Ross looking for the cheeky little readjust. Loses his life, but in the end, Nongshim Able to close out this anti-bonus. 2 players
तो
survive.
मारला देखছিস ना
First now in
আমরা
the
যেটা
column for
ये
GE
খেলি ভাইপার
on this map.
এই
It was a
ম্যাপে
good attempt. Thought with that opening pick on the retake, they might
Tumpol
actually be able to
lele.
make something
Hatta
happen, but
geç
just
ya,
still a little bit too much to do that. Wall still up with the wave, kind of cutting the site in two, and then RB very comfortable, sitting inside of his own util, peeking out on the perfect timing as well.
Love that angle from Francis as well. Just set against the wall enough that he can get that headshot through from the wall bang and also avoid the curveball from his teammate. But NON-WIFI now look at the try to push this up to map point and extend this to sunset. Let's see if they can get it done as we take a little listen in on our first big buy round.
11-4 कुछ ज़्यादा ही one-sided हो रहा है ये.
전진 나온 거 조심하고. 둘 다 넘어가봐. 스모크 해봐. 수면 뺑 깜. 깠어.
전에 한번 쳤다.
뺑 깔게.
3-4 राउंड निकाल यार.
항상 볼까?
बुक्का.
나 잡았다.
올리자. 공 쓸게.
힘을
사이트 있다. 드론 봐. 천천히.
왼쪽 먼저 빛.
왼쪽으로 밀어줄게. 기다려. 쪽 갈게요. 야, 왼쪽 트랩 있다. 찍었어. 가운데 찍었어.
아니.
볼게. 뺑.
ऑटम ऑटम पोजीशन में खेलছে কেন?
1번 있었어. 2번 있었어, 얘들아.
오케이. 2번 할게.
얘들아 미다나. 나 들켰다.
I mean, plant in, and I think you have to be considering the save here. Try to play this out. I don't think Extros would have been able to spot them, but how much is that going to matter? We'll have to just wait and see. Ivy's still going to be on this later lurk.
They're looking for it. At least Udatan is.
If he dies, which he will.
It
doesn't seem like GE thinks the same, and they're just going to be giving those ulti charges over to NON-WIFI. Batman gets one, but I mean, really, what can you expect here? He's just going to get picked on the way out. So Francis is now one away from the Hunter's Fury. He picked up all 3 in that post plan. That'll be a nice tool for NON-WIFI to try to close this map out. You'd presume that he'll probably be the one to get the plant down if it does come for NON-WIFI.
Very curious. Felt like a pretty obvious 3DX safe scenario there for Global Esports, but maybe just trying to make a miracle happen.
Timeout.
Well, it's going to be the timeout call here from Platoon, perhaps just to, rescue the mental and get them ready for that 3rd map.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is anything but, because really at this point, if you're going to call a timeout here and have anything to say about how can we win this, this half, why would it come at 12-4? Why not come at 10-4? Right?
Yeah.
It surely has to just be, hey, look, guys, we're probably not going to win this map, but we've still got another map in the back pocket. Let's see what we can do here, but not get too agitated if things don't go our way. Not even really much needed to be said on the NON-WIFI side of things. Looks like they're taking the opportunity to just have a bit of a rest. I think that's, their prerogative, given they're up 12-4.
Well, if they're going to be able to spark an 8-round run back and take this into overtime and close it 2-0 off of this timeout here. I don't know what I would do, but props to Global Esports, I suppose. It does feel like it's just a matter of shaking off this loss here. Getting ready for that 3rd and final map of the series. Evolution going to be popped nice and early here by Autumn.
Hunter's Fury as well for Francis. He picked up the orb. So NON-WIFI ready to go.
Ivy doesn't get caught here. I think he's slotted just enough against the wall to not be seen. Yeah, Yutan has absolutely no idea, but it absolutely still snap on for the kill. Meanwhile, Autumn, he's going to go on a walkabout, and Ivy doesn't win the fight.
Nice.
Big misstep, but the execute is happening elsewhere as Patman, spotting out that hand, and next Ross will fall. Judge able to find some value as Crystal gets himself a 2nd elimination.
Okay.
Now all on Francis. Just trying to collect it, but there's the recon reveal. Yutan finds it, and Global Esports will get themselves a 5th.
Nice. Job's not yet done for NON-WIFI. They're going to have to try again. Money's still there to afford a buy. GE reinvest.
Still 1 off a pit, though. Haven't been able to find that 2nd kill. You would have that ready to go into that next round. He decides to try to push out into B main to collect that orb and just have that ulti online. Hunter's Fury still just able to be tabled.
Doesn't really get any easier for GE from here. They are fighting for their lives. Every single one of these rounds, they have to pretty much put everything in.
GE fighting.
Indeed.
Ivy. Getting ushered forward, Crystal seemingly having the read, but it's going to be Javi having the shot.
Wow.
And meanwhile, everything back over on B. Still not working out so well. It's going to be Francis alone yet again. This time in a 1v4.
Well, that was clean. Blink and you missed it. That was a great round from GE. If they could have a few more like that, then they might start to believe. But the problem is, again, you make one mistake and this game is over. If GE starts in the defensive side, or if they even have maybe 4 or 5 rounds to play with instead of 3, maybe we could make something of this half. But right now, this just feels like it is such a stretch for GE to make this one competitive. I'm not even hating what I'm seeing on the defensive half, you know, I think it's decent enough, but
अगर ये round
it's so hard to pull back when you've got 0 lives left to play with. So all it takes is someone to lose an aim build at an awkward time, and then that's the game over. And that just sometimes happens. No buy-in this time from NON-WIFI. Just a hero rifle for Xros, so still kind of trying to play with GE a little bit, but not over-invest. Attention will be turned a little bit more so to the actual gun rounds.
Francis
staring up a bit.
Yes.
Still a drone at the ready. Curious if off the initial contact, if Patman just moves forward, drops the pit.
Take flight.
Would love to keep it though. It's just going to be exchanged. Relay pulled to back of sight, dodged out. Patman having it just tuck away. Blinded up for now as Hunter's Fury is going to be invested into this one. Francis wants to try to bring this to an end right here, right now. Xros a little bit lost in the sauce here, spamming away, trying to find that elimination.
Nice
Won't be able to make it happen though. And it's a 2-player advantage in the hands of Global Esports. Spike is planted. They're going for the reckoning, but Arby's already dead.
There they are.
NON-WIFI are sending absolutely everything at this. Finally, they're coming up fairly empty-handed. Francis down to 35, swings the corner, dead. IB now having to do it all.
Snake bite will slow them down a little bit.
Dangerously low.
अरे वो smoke से pick करो.
Turn to the side.
मत करो.
Player dead, has to go for the reload. A double up on the angle. The kill will be there. The defuse will come in. That got very close to going NON-WIFI's way, but critically it does not. And they invested a ton.
Yeah, definitely a little too close for comfort for GE, but they're very happy to get that over the line, like you say. A lot invested. Hunter's Fury, Reckoning as well. So NON-WIFI were certainly giving that one their best crack, and unable to get it over the line. It kind of relieves a little bit of pressure, I want to say, for GE. You saw they had a number of ultis online ready to go.
Oh my god.
And they are certainly giving Platoon a bit of a heart attack as well. But
এই রাউন্ডটা হচ্ছে নংশমের বাই
dare I say it, slowly
এটা যদি হারে
starting to
নংশম
look
তাহলে
doable
ওরা
for GE.
টাইম আউট নেবে
Another round or two and I might be fully on board.
কিন্তু আমার মনে হচ্ছে এই রাউন্ডটা
It's going to be ripped early for Patman. I think that's a wise decision. You need to have some kind of tempo in this round early on in the piece, and having him drop that pin over towards B just sort of frees up what Crystal can do around the rest of the map.
Dambi? What the fuck?
Paranoia out. Abby just to reposition. Smattering damage found on the Dambi. Now Francis as well, tagged at 48. Their own pit, however, going to be in play, but I think the spike is just outside of it.
Hard to see on the minimap there, but
it's not in it. Not at all.
No, not at all, yeah.
Okay, maybe a bit of a misfire here. Either way, this now has to have them stay forward. Dambi's going to be taken down as that Hunter's Fury comes in. He is on up and over. Will eventually be tracked by RB, but Autumn just backfills that space, cleans up another kill. Throws him behind, however, 2 big ones. Now 1 away from having that running back online. This should be NON-WIFI getting this over the finish line as Javi tucks away. Shockdown, however, takes him lower. Ivy on the spam, finds the kill, and pit be damned, seems like they just don't need it. As there's nothing more for Autumn to do. He'll get some kills, nearly closes it out, but it will be Xros. Showing up with a 3K to make this a 13-7 in NON-WIFI's favor. We are going over to Sunset.
Yeah, unfortunately for GE, that did kind of feel like it was an inevitability after the second half. Similar to NON-WIFI, they did kind of put up a decent effort in that defensive side, but end of the day, you're just never getting away with a 10-2 deficit and sort of putting that one back together unless you have some kind of miracle. So, as we were saying, throughout the majority of that map, does feel like Sunset is on the cards, and now it's certainly been confirmed. Some good to obviously take away for GE once again, but you know, the takeaways really are there for Nongshim, that they can still compete and they can still come back from a bit of a battering on map 1. So I'm quite looking forward to a map 3. I think again, composition-wise, there was a lot of conversation there for Nongshim, and I'm sure that that map is going to start to answer some of the questions that might have been had. Whether or not we see RB back on the jet, I think remains to be seen, but I'm leaning to probably not.
Yeah, I think, you know, a little flash in the pan experiment. And if it never happens again, I think that's totally fine for both the team and myself. But,
so he lives
upstream. Yeah, Esports, I think we're going to be seeing same comps. They played this Sunset versus
next
RQ.
episode, I mean,
take
next
that 13 and 9 in the first week of games, so I think they're going to be going back to feeling a little bit more comfortable. You get Yutan over onto the Neon, you got Autumn back over onto that Phoenix as well, so
already global जीत जाए आज
set up for them. But Nongshim,
तो आप अपना भेज सकते हैं challenge जो कि पूरा करेंगे Red Sea 1. I mean Red Sea plays.
Lately, so this could still very much go their way. A best of 1 on Sunset to decide it all. We'll see what happens there, but for now, let's pass things back over to the analyst desk.
I don't know. I was believing a little bit. It wasn't entirely impossible for GE to be able to make that comeback. They've done it before, but Nongshim absolutely had that in the bag. Other than those last few rounds, I mean, they were feeling pretty confident this was a much better Nongshim.
100%. I mean, both RB as well as, I mean, big turnaround from him, as well as Francis really leading the way. I talked about those leadership figures for Nongshim wanting to come online, and I wasn't expecting that to be in the fragging department, but as kind of expected, honestly, of this series, it has to go to 3 maps. We've seen these two teams play each other multiple times recently in a best of 3 and a best of 5, and it always takes every single map to separate these two.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy we get to see a Sunset. I'm so happy that this isn't a stomp. Nongshim finally woke up. Thank goodness, they look so much better on this map, you do have to say. I think it fits them a lot better. I think that double duelist is nice, but it was really that defender half where they made all that magic happen. I think solid game plans, and it struggled a little bit on that half. So
वो जो भी challenges लिखेंगे वो पूरा करेंगे Red Sea.
Just say that it was just RB switching out the jet.
Thank you, RB. Thank you, RB. It's about time.
Much better performance for sure, but it wasn't just RB, right? It was all around on the side of Nongshim. On the side of GE, they lost way too many rounds on their attacking side. The momentum was just too much in favor of Nongshim, that even though they were gaining some ground as they switched over to defense, it was just a little too late, right? And on the side of Nongshim, this was just much better cohesion all around the team.
Yeah, Nongshim is not a one-speed team, guys. The thing I wanted to highlight was the mid walkdowns and the mid-round aggression from Nongshim. You'll see this in multiple rounds where this fight, if you look at the clock at the top of your screen, always somewhere like 1 minute 20 to about 50 seconds, they make a push somewhere. There's multiple reasons for this. Of course, GE a bit of a slower style a lot of the time on the attacking side, especially when they pick up the op, when they're playing a veto comp or they're throwing Autumn onto the Yoru or something like that. But also, the thing I want to highlight is Nongshim is playing a harbor, guys. Having your harbor in the middle of the map, it's why you see RB be that elbow player. It's so important because the way that you structure your retakes on this map with the harbor is you want to be able to have him in a position where he can wall across the site and simplify the retake. And when RB's in the middle of the map, it really helps Nongshim to be able to have a much cleaner looking defense as they kind of streamline the rounds from the mid to late round and into the post plants. So I really love the way they played that half. He had a fantastic performance. Not only was he bragging on the harbor, but he was always in a fantastic position to provide the perfect util.
Yeah, RB in the middle of the map, not first on the entry anymore.
Yes. Look,
he's so happy.
That's the thing, right? My praise has to be as loud as my criticism, because I know incredibly disappointed with the map. The map too so much better from RB. You love to see it. I mean, I feel like he was a multi-kill monster here.
Yeah, and you see a lot of these kills, like I said, happening in the middle of the map. He's always getting in the mix. He's remaining mobile. You see the harbor utility that him and the rest of the team is able to play around. Really controls the flow of the game. The Cove as well, when you're playing a slower round, will offer a lot of support to the teammates to kind of control the tempo and the pace that GE's trying to set on that attacking side. Yeah. And it just really felt like they were always ahead of whatever the attack wanted to do on Breeze here.
Yeah, you saw it so many times here. GE are having to just fight through these walls, but they don't have a real good flash. They're not running that Phoenix for themselves, so definitely a struggle. RB's util perfectly placed, and his gun was firing. This is an incredibly stark difference between map 1 and map 2 here. I don't want to see him ever touch Jet again. That was in the past. That, you know, you had your glory days, but you're growing into a new role now. He's a great support player, so do what you're good at, Opie, please.
I think it kind of links to the wider point of NONGSHIM stylistically as a team.
Yes.
Every time they tend to kind of take a little bit of a risk with the comps or swap around the roles a little bit to try to find some kind of improvement in form, or maybe they're having a bit of a crisis on a certain map. It doesn't work as well as what they're good at. I think NONGSHIM very much is the team of that's like perfecting 1,000 kicks, you know, like doing the same thing over and over again. We've heard other teams kind of described in that fashion, maybe some of the tier 2 teams and things like that. But I think for NONGSHIM, what they are best at is playing the same composition and then making small changes, you know, and that's what I was talking about with some of that mid-round aggression as well. Some people see NONGSHIM as a team that just runs it down every single round. There's a lot more nuance to that. They play around with the timing so well and who's lurking when and who's making plays. So I think that's always very difficult for your opponent to kind of keep pace with and adapt to.
So are you saying that we can file this RB Jet along with the Danby Astra somewhere in the depths
of...
of...
the Danby Astra.
Once upon a time.
That hurts me so deeply.
I feel so bad for them that we keep bringing this up.
But it's so memorable when this happens because it's so uncharacteristic of these kinds of players.
At the same time, you know, you can have all these NONGSHIM files if that's what you want to call them, but I think X-Ross being on the initiator is something that I heavily question, and then he went plus 30 in a Masters Grand Final. So they have as many wins as they have losses, guys. Yeah, they don't always hit the mark, but they do come up with some absolute fire when you're not expecting it.
Yeah, but should we expect it on Sunset is the question as we head into map number 3 here. We know that this is going to be a full series for sure. I kind of felt like when the first map went by very, very quickly, I was like, okay, come on, guys. This is NONGSHIM and G. We're expecting something a lot closer.
Yeah, our casters mentioned it before. We saw this already in Stage 2 for GE, and they played that double duelist, the Neon Phoenix, and it looked good. A 13-9 win there with a very strong attacking half. So I don't expect changes for them, but the question is much more for NONGSHIM.
Well, NONGSHIM, it says 0 here. That's just in VCT, though. In between the seasons, we saw them actually running double ENID again and running a comp that honestly is a little bit outdated. They were playing Fade Breach. It's something that you used to see a lot on Sunset. It's a comp that you have to kind of coordinate the util well. We've seen even one of the Japanese teams, was it DFM or Zeta? I think it might have been DFM against KRX run that double ENID comp, and it sometimes feels like, especially if you're not an elite double ENID team, if you don't execute that comp well, you can get run over by this fast double duelist meta. So I want to see if NONGSHIM is going to stick to that, because both of these teams have played a little bit of Sunset in between series, in between seasons rather, since it's come back into the map pool. But I can't say that either of them is good or bad necessarily strongly on the map yet. I think they've both had decent results on it.
I mean, for me, I would be down for a mirror here. I feel like G's comp fits NONGSHIM so perfectly. We just saw what happens in Breeze when you simplify, when you play how you know how to play. I think Neon Phoenix fits the map and it fits NONGSHIM. So I think keep it chill if you're NONGSHIM. That's my advice there.
And how is it going to fare against what GE have prepared? Because GE, obviously, like here on the Sunset, it can be very defense-sided as well, and GE's defense just continues to impress everybody all around. So it's just a matter of if NONGSHIM can be able to adapt that for this particular opponent.
Well, I think it's interesting. I feel like GE, in a lot of their Sunset games in the off-season or in between seasons, whatever you want to call it, as well against RRQ, they've been very slow games. They've been against teams that have that have really taken their time on the map. I wouldn't be surprised if NONGSHIM doesn't play like that at all and plays a lot more up-tempo. So it's going to be up to GE, if they do run the same comp, to see if they can adapt to that pace. That's the question of every team. I think it's why NONGSHIM did so well in the recent tournament in between seasons, is because a lot of the international teams were not used to their pacing.
Yeah, and it seems like they are picking things up. Map number 1 was for experimentation. Map number 2, gaining more ground. And map number 3, well...
I have to fight Silkanon. What has he done here? He's put Danby on the Waylay, RB on the Yoru. This is a double duelist of an entirely different flavor. They're cooking up something different here on Sunset.
I mean, these double duelists have big ults, though. These are going to be pretty big on the retake. If they can snowball these ults, you know, the dimensional drift and the conversion path stars. They have some really round-winning potential. What I'm keeping an eye on here for Nongshim is the walk-down potential of the refract and the gate crash being active. It's something that GE are going to have to play around, but as I mentioned before, GE are fine playing a slower attacking side.
Oh, we just saw on Breeze there, mid-round aggression was spot on. This is a comp that will let them do that on Sunset, so I want to see them use that to the max.
Well, RB's like, no, I'm not done just yet. I'm gonna run it back. We'll see who takes this map number 3 as we toss it on over to our cast, Killian and Alfish.
Oh boy, here we go. They're doing it again. The order to come out for RB.
Yeah, and I think Morgan's reaction on the decks was probably the same reaction that you had when that popped up on our screen. So there's some questions to be had. I don't know if I'm sold, but I'm prepared to be proven wrong. Let's see what Nongshim have been cooking here on Sunset. We doubted them going into map 2. I think it's a mistake to doubt them going into map 3.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at this. I have a bad feeling, but I'm willing to be agnostic about it. Prove me wrong.
चलो ग्लोबल स्टॉल दिखा दो अपना पिस्तौल का पावर.
Because if not,
I love a man with an open mind, you know. You can really expand your horizons and think about things and see things from different directions. And that's exactly what Nongshim are asking of us, I guess, in this sense.
I think people know I'm very open-minded. But now, mid crunch coming through. RB will be able to find one. Autumn going to be taken down. It's going to be a trade, but now a trade up. Pisavi will be able to find a second kill. So player disadvantage for Nongshim.
2v2.
Now
2v2.
Nice shot from Ivy.
2v2. Okay,
right
2v2.
before the door can shut.
Spike's going to be tough to retrieve. It's actually not inside of that dark cut.
Spotted
there.
Bach gaya bhaiya.
Harvey does recollect it. There's information at least for Nongshim, and they might
infer from that
thank you
so much for reacting live. G জিতলে কি করবি? G জিতলে কি করব?
GE are indeed heading towards A.
চ্যালেঞ্জ করবি বলছিলি যে?
Pre-rotate there from
তুই
Extros.
বলছিলিস যে
split actually.
না আমি তো তুই তো বলেছিলিস কি যে আমি লিখলে হবে না আমাকে বাদে সবাই লিখলেই হবে
on Extros to have a nice moment here. He needs to get at least one.
ঠিক আছে
Ivy's on his way.
Challenge is open now.
The read's good from Nongshim. Ivy's close by.
By the way, welcome madam, welcome to the stream. What is up?
Eventually we'll be able to find it, and there you go. Both players seem basically coming up with the goods.
Yeah,
get another pistol.
Very good stuff from Extros. He knew what the objective was. He knew the responsibility was just slow this down. You could see he did not commit to those fights. He just gets that right click in, ducks back away, tries to buy as much time as possible because he knows Ivy's going to swing there. And at that point, it is almost assured that Nongshim win it, so just ducking back and forth.
Stream ekta desi gane dance korte hobe.
Nongshim underway nicely here on map 3. Could it be a dream
amaro marche YouTube ero marche stream taro marche copyright to amar dadu handle kore
I'm not going to be able to find much of a counter.
amar dadu to C series er kaj kore.
Another one set up to try to scale forward, but there's that trip. Autumn going to be taken down, and RB still able to scale forward. Gets the hip fire. Has RB.
What?
Okay. There's a part 4. Quick kills there with the Marshall.
I'll be on the duelist, huh?
I mean, let's be frank. That had nothing to do with him playing Yoru, but...
RB might be the greatest Yoru in the server.
Chikni chameli.
He is the only
amar stream ta ka 13টা বাজ जाएगा.
He's still the greatest.
কেউ দেখেও নি কিছু না ঘুরেও দেখেনি তুই ইগনোর মেরে দিচ্ছে ভাই
huge, particularly because now you're going to be able to get that dimensional drift online very, very quickly. He's 2 charges away from having that as we go into Nongshim's bonus.
চিকনি চামেলি ছাড়া অন্য কোনো গান ইউটিউবে করা যাবে না ইউটিউব में थोड़ा दिक्कत हो जाएगी you know YouTube is copyright system is very professional ultra professional copyright system that gave so much good claims that my video vanish okay you know so very good
বলছে my video vanish
very professional gameplay.
Check in, and okay, RB not quite able to find that shot. Gibson does get tagged down to 2 health, though.
Let's search.
And that's your hard entry.
NCS. Chikni chameli khud bhag jayegi.
Exploration Over here towards A, and Francis nearly caught with util in hand. Takes quite a bit of damage to the box, but the pivot is being called for.
Yeah, GE playing this kind of slow style that we saw a little more on Breeze as well, where they're going to go back and forth. They're really going to try and toy with
the rotations from Sony Music.
Spike seems to still be dedicated towards the B side a little bit more so.
Strike there, ওরা আমার ওই মেরোডিশন চ্যানেলটা দুবার স্ট্রাইক খেয়েছি সোনি ইন্ডিয়া
থেকে. Bit of a ruckus over towards A. That
মানে আলাদা টাইমে একসাথে না.
Fast lane 10, but as soon as they see that recon, they say, okay, gamble in for the B side of the map.
समय रहना घंटा.
He's got that Phantom in hand. He's able to find one.
ओए होए क्या सीन है.
Plant. Coming to play. No, Tommy gets a jump headshot off the Crystal Ivy. Gets rid of all of this. Spike now going to be straight.
Copyright check करते check कर नहीं था.
Can they recover it?
No,
it's over. It is copyright free.
The round is done.
Okay.
Javi will be able to find one. Another charge towards that neural, but has to open the door just to try to escape.
Hey, Udotan was Niki.
Dambi got away with, felt a little criminal.
Udotan the full delay mode.
So NON-WIFI steal the bonus round away. Makes matters a little worse for GE. You don't want to get off to a bad start against NON-WIFI. We know how momentum-based of a team this can be. Obviously saw that on the last map. NON-WIFI very capable of doing that again. It's been a great start to this season for GE. I really did think that they would come into this matchup looking a little bit better than NON-WIFI, and I mean they did on map 1, but GE might be letting my prediction down today.
He's very well aware that he just got away with murder.
Copyright, free music,
he's got the dimensional drift that you talked about.
Javi knowing where the bread is buttered, he's going to be passing that Vandal carried over from the previous into Patman's hands. As X-Ross watching for this massive mid push. It'll be 3-2-1 up into the smoke, and Udotan will be able to strike a little bit faster. Tagged up, yes, but still kicking is Autumn going to try to take some space. This is the ultimate in play, but it doesn't really matter too much. As this is just looking like another little round 4 cheeky little win.
Yep, aim duel after aim duel after aim duel goes wrong for NON-WIFI. The first one, you could kind of say, okay, that's acceptable, but...
This is also copyright করে নিয়েছে গানটা.
You're isolated and on your own, and that's exactly what a lot of those NON-WIFI defenders were.
अबे यार.
Okay.
চাইকে টেপড়ি গানটাকে কপিরাইট করে নিয়েছে.
Over the finish line with RP. Unable to find anything else there. So Esports
copyright free
on
content
line in round 4.
Yeah, nice to see them come
যে
back
কোনো
on
টিম
a little bit
জিতলেই
earlier than they
আসতে হবে.
probably
আরে
ought
আরে.
to have.
Let's go.
अरे
Had a knock on his way. There was definitely
ये
a trade
चैलेंज
there
है
as
तो
well.
मेरे साइड में कुछ है ही नहीं.
Working in tandem, playing together, spacing is nice.
This
Ideas are working.
One-sided.
I'm going to have to go up against still a pretty hefty defense here though from NON-WIFI. Obviously reinvestment will come through. RB this time as an operator instead. Got that neural theft for Ivy too if push comes to shove.
Just a Spectre for him though. You've widely got, full armors on the side of Global Esports, so but Spectre going to prove to be a little bit more difficult. As Francis solo anchoring A for the moment. Another smoke going to be cycled in. Should have spotted at the leg, and yeah, a couple shots going to be exchanged.
Oh, that's bold.
Bold and ill-advised. Clear the recon, backpedals away.
Wants to bait the fight. Paranoia's gone through. X-Ross on the line to swing.
Hey.
Oh, he just jumped.
Now Paranoia back in the other direction. Francis has to hightail it back out to safety. He is now solo holding A.
Nah, copyright.
I know exactly.
Scale forward, TP towards
also
the street side. Hatman staying tucked away. And that ping reveal, but decides to play it a little bit more quietly. But RP will be able to flush him out. The op shot going to be connected.
Ari papri.
Spotting one. Dimensional drift. Trying to suss him out. The spike has been brought towards backside. It's Crystal now, very much isolated. Shock dart through. He's going to get cleaned up. Down finds that kill. And
ভাই থ্রো করছে ভাই গ্লোবাল
what? But it just very quickly fell apart.
I mean, it was a nice push and pull from NON-WIFI, isn't it? It really never felt like GE got into that site and felt comfortable at all, because at any given moment there was a NON-WIFI player that was trying to harass them and cause a little bit of a ruckus when they were still trying to clear that site. First, obviously, it's that shot that comes through from the op, and then you see Danby come in with a couple. He's over the top, causing a little bit of a concern and trying to draw some crosshairs in his direction, and that's when the rest of the team's swinging in. So just a nice 1-2 punch from NON-WIFI. It seems like that is working a little better for them now. They've come online, and Platoon, for probably the first time, I would say this split, is actually going to have quite a bit to say. He has had a lot of cheers to do and quite a bit of excitement, happy stuff. But now it's getting a bit more serious for GE as they are down in map 3, 4-1. So he's got to give some words of wisdom to the team to try to recover this.
Earliest timeout call yet. Beating the previous map by a round. Let's see though what the adjustments end up looking like. I mean, cash-wise, don't believe it's too much to work with. Maybe a bit of a half investment here for them, but Wiley would be working with scraps. Granted, scraps worked in round 4, but okay, it's a hell of a lot better actually than I thought. Didn't quite get a glimpse there on the timeout screen.
কেউ গাইলেও কপিরাইট হবে না হলে আকাশ গাইবে তুই নাচবি
Still not off to try to contend with.
Bro.
Overdrive for Udaton though could be a big boon. Quick scale. Wrapping through alley, one-way setup.
Depression. You know, depression, man, bro.
Is going to be lobbed in, but now it's going to be a drone up and over the top.
Okay.
Overdrive invested. Udaton sliding forward into the side. X will hold his own, takes him down high. However, reaches forward, is able to find 2 kills.
I will just
able to collect a kill. Quick little exit. Short hop away.
করতে কি চাইছে ভাই কত সুন্দর লিডটা ছিল
got GE sort of somewhat in control of the site. Harvey, if he had the spike, could plant it, but I don't know how Crystal gets across here. You've got no smoke.
সুভার কাছে আছে না যে সাইডে আছে তার কাছে স্পাইক নেই আর যে সাইডে নেই তার কাছে স্পাইক
to come through and then win the fight, but that's not easy when you're down low.
No, not at all.
না স্পাইক তো ওদের কাছেই নেই দেখ
Double up on the angle, but Ivy will be able to secure it. 3K for him.
Crystal side নেই সাইডে আছে ও
Now the money's been broken down even more.
This is going from bad to worse for GE. They've had moments definitely where they've looked close in this map. RB, that little fadeaway that you commented on right in the middle of the play there makes a huge difference. The fact that he gets this kill, this one here, just brings it back to that 2-on-2. There's not as much of a coverage. And GE did have a lot of trouble getting that spike across to the site. Crystal was almost left high and dry there. Harvey needed to be a little more prepared to swing that line as well, and at the very least trade that down, but Ivy does a really good job. Nongshim reaping the benefits. Lots of info there as well for that cam.
Now trying to get on a water angle. Just for a timing shot, nothing to be found, but this all just plays in Ivy. Now striking, RB finds another Crystal with a nice Sheriff shot. Will be able to peel back a kill, but nothing.
Don't
think they're going to be able to find too much more than that, but Crystal does it again.
Ooh, the drone throwing off the aim.
Well, this is going to get the convergent paths out. Udaton finding the one, but yeah, stuck into the corner. Kambi will be able to clear it out. The op can be carried over. Now 6-1 for Nongshim, and I'm starting to get flashbacks to Breeze.
Yeah, me too. And that is not good news for GE. Just ran a little bit too easy. I mean, there was definitely something in it for GE. That kill from Crystal made it maybe interesting, but the opening flurry of kills do come through for Nongshim, and then the convergent path, like you said, it pretty much sealed the deal. Dambi might have liked to have held on to that for the next round, but again, may as well toss it in. You're up 6-1.
I mean, इन्हें सपोर्ट है मेरे को पता था इसीलिए तो ग्लोबल हार रही है मैं तभी सोचूं क्यों हो रहा है ये something is not okay.
I mean, realizing that it's missed the timing to try to get that cam set up.
Something to kill Jay.
For Nongshim.
Something
Francis bold here is just going to sit that orb.
এর পরের ম্যাচটা আছে না না পরের ম্যাচটা T1
confidence now. They are starting to disrespect GE.
He really wants his ult, and he hasn't been able to get a kill yet. He's 0-4-2, so he's like, well, I guess I just have to take the orbs then. Found the relative safety. Harvey finding a very good timing. Right as RB's trying to get a adjustment. Can't get that off shot off, so Francis now making noise through that cage, but X-Ross is putting on the opposite side. We'll be able to find one, but now he's going to find so much more.
Isolate করার টাইম দিচ্ছে
It's going to be Javi coming away with 3K of his own. Hunter's Fury going to be called in. Crystal.
Proper isolate করার
See what
টাইম
else he can find, but Javi plays a little more elusively, and Javi gets caught mid-air off that saturate.
Dambi surviving, that's big news.
কোথায় 4v2 ছিল 2v2 করে দিল
It's a massive slip of the net here for Dambi.
শুধু এক এক করে পিক করে
Spoke down a fall, but
that
falls with it.
ও যখন এটা করছে
কি
দরকার পিকটা দেয়া
still unaccounted for at this point
না ভাবছে ড্রোনটা ফাটাবে তখন দেখবে না তখন একটা পিক নিয়ে নেবে কিন্তু ভাই যখন 2v2 আছে হিসাব করার কি দরকার
all the time in the world to just
জি পারি না খেলতে নো একটা ওকে
Dambi happy to play it slow.
Okay.
I think he's going to continue on this
Stage 2 के last में मिलते हैं आपसे.
Rewrap back to rally.
ওই দে আইভি দেখছিস আইভি একটা রোটেশন দিয়ে দিয়েছে আইডিয়াই নেই আইভি কোথায়
Safest plant.
10 seconds.
Footsteps going to be heard. Can he separate them down to a 1v1? Yes, he
ও
can.
বের করে দিয়েছে
Crystal
ক্রিস্টাল ক্লাচ তো
on
আছে
his
ভাই
feet.
ক্লাচ প্লেয়ার তো আছে ভাই ক্রিস্টাল
Trying to give it to him across the
Kal.
stage. And as a player,
नहीं
परसों
परसों
you
yes
cannot allow to have those isolated fights.
Yeah, 100%. He
Aage
does have
bado
that clutch
halla.
team. We've seen a number of them throughout VCT Pacific this year from Crystal and in
কিন্তু
really
এটা
important
এত
moments.
সোলো
This was
ফাইটস
another.
নিচ্ছে না
It
আইসোলেট
felt
করি
like GE was down and it felt like
নিজে
they were
নিজেরাই
out,
আইসোলেট
but
ও
Crystal
করাতে
gives
হচ্ছে
them
না
a
নিজেরাই আইসোলেট
lifeline.
হয়ে আসছে
Just a little awkward on the
दर्द
positioning there from
हुआ
Dambi. Couldn't
दर्द
quite
हुआ
swing to
दिल
find
को
the trade.
थोड़ा दर्द हुआ
So GE get themselves a second. This is not yet a done deal for Nongshim, but GE
वो
have
सारी
to reward
रातें
Crystal for his efforts. They cannot let that just be a one and done.
Okay.
A huge round win for him. And now a gamble stack for Nongshim.
यार
Might not be
चुपचाप पी जाओ.
rewarded. RB will make his exit though. Reinforce.
अरे साउंड ऑफ करते बोल ना के उडो टान के थम थम थप
Got the
करते
run it back.
करते
You
करते
would think that it should be pretty
Thop,
easy for
thop,
GE
thop,
to
thop.
get some info on what the setups look like.
Nightfall and Paranoia.
ले अल्टीमेट दीजिए
Hell of a lot. Opens up for the orb to grab. So
क्रिस्टल
Dambi
का
getting
एचपी देखो
2 charges away from having another
Oh,
conversion
no,
paths online.
DK
Meanwhile,
Right back.
back does get popped. Run takes some space into the site. Meanwhile, TP forward from
चलो ना
Pathman.
हट मार लो
Is
ए
on
देखो
Paranoia,
स्प्रे
gonna
तो
be
मर
sent really
गया
bolt connecting onto Ivy.
কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে ট্রিপ লাগানো আছে
Tucked
ঢুকলেই
on the
মরে
corner for now, trying to re-wrap, tucked into the corner, but ends up getting caught by a stray. Autumn now able to find RB, but Francis arriving
Yeah,
on the
the
scene.
solo
Finds his
pick,
first
solo
kill on
pick.
the map.
ए तो
The corner of
बाप
frag to
पीछे गए
safety.
रे
DVC
Slow down the approach.
तीनों का
They stop
कंडीशन
the
सेम
plant
है
and win the round is the question. Dambi dashing in. Autumn dead. Javi alone. And
ओ
Javi
लेट्स गो आटा बेर করে দিয়েছে
wins it.
कुछ भी खेला দিচ্ছে
Let's
Red Bull
go.
collection from Global
Clutch
Esports. It's
pick,
been a while, but
clutch.
starting
একবার
to
এ ক্লাস
get
করছে ও
back
ক্লাস
into that,
করছে
putting
ভাই
that
লেটস
form
গো
to
লেটস
receive
গো
from them on
হচ্ছে
ascent.
এরকম
Yeah, no,
খেললে
clutches
হবে
are
না।
the
খেললে
things
হবে
that are
না।
keeping GE in the map at the moment. If those go the other way, it is
কোনো
going to
রকম
be a
দিচ্ছে
disaster
এগুলো।
for GE. But
এটা
Crystal
হচ্ছে এক্স্যাক্টলি কোন
Harvey
রকম করে
stepping
জিতে
up,
যাচ্ছে
giving them a chance.
16 পিক দিচ্ছে মরে
Honestly, I
যাচ্ছে
thought this was going to be a little bit of a
এই
cleaner
ওরা যেখানে পিক
round
করছে
from GE.
ভাই
They seem to kind of get the right idea.
এ
Get
তো ভাই
into the
পুরো
site, but
আর্জেন্টিনা
Autumn,
সাপোর্টার
the
ভাই
running back,
বামু
just didn't end up
সাকে
actually really getting anything done.
স্প্যানিশ वही बोला ना
Off and rolling on
Let's
the
go,
attack.
vamos,
The
vale.
belief starting to
Arey,
rebuild.
pattern
They're
করতে
starting to
কেন
get
দিল?
আরে
excited.
কেন কি
Patman
করে
and Autumn
ও আচ্ছা সেভ
picking
রাউন্ড
up the openers in this round, which will be a bit more of a
আমি
safe
আরে,
প্রসেস
তো
করার আগে
global
তিনখানা
match
মরে
আছে।
গেল হ্যাঁ বলছি প্রসেস করার আগে
Any
দুটো মরে
momentum is
গেল
good momentum at this
হ্যাঁ,
point. As far
ওই
as
দেখ
GE
আইভি
are concerned,
আবিকে দিয়েছে বোর্ডে
maybe will be a
পুশ করে
concern.
দিচ্ছে
আরে
Dambi too.
দেখছে না নাকি
Conversion path's going to be invested. Double dash over to the side. Crystal down the wiser! Dambi! No! That was
সেভ
immaculate!
রাউন্ড
Capture it, frame it, hang it in the goddamn loop. That was a masterpiece of movement from Dambi.
Yeah, absolutely. GE had no idea where he went. They thought he zigged. In fact, he zagged. And Crystal had no idea. He had not a single thought that Dambi could be standing right behind him.
ভাই
Let's have a look at it again.
I mean, this is breaking their
এই না আমি
wrists,
জি
breaking their
সাপোর্টার না 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 না
brains.
গো ব্যাক টু গো
Unbelievable.
ব্যাক টু নংশিম রেড ফোর্স গো ব্যাক
Bang, bang. And
যে
that is
সাপোর্টার
one way
লিখলো
to
সেই
crush the
গ্লোবাল
hopes
হেরে
and
গেল
dreams of
নো 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 নো
Global Esports and their fans, because
No
the
jinx.
comeback, it looked like it was
Only
on. And now all of a sudden,
two supporters
you're back to
needed.
square one.
No
Nongshim
jinx.
in full control
only
again.
beings
Money
Only
broken for GE. Scoreline ballooning back out. Nongshim feeling good, feeling confident. They've got a few ultis to play with here as well.
अब समझ में आ रहा है
Easier for
अर्जेंटीना
Nongshim on
कहाँ
defense
मैच
for
हारी
the last couple of rounds of this half.
मैं ना
Starting to
सहता
see why
मैं
Dambi's
ना
playing
सहता हाँ अब तो मैं खत्म
well. Similar to
शायद
setup
गाइस
here.
कल से आपको
Getting
स्ट्रीम
that
करते हुआ
early
ना
alert
दिखूं
from
मैं
Francis. We'll just give up the space.
तो
Back away, Autumn. Trying to lead the charge with that Vandal, trying to find Dambi.
समझ
Hero
जाना
in the previous round, but
Okay,
eventually
guys.
will just get taken down, so loses out on the
এই
ult.
না না
Yutan loses
NSC
out on his
ভালো
life. Patman with a nice shot.
আমি ভালো সব থেকে
কালকে
কালকে আজকে আর
As
এখন
well.
এটা কানা করে দিয়েছি
Line connecting into Francis' space. Dambi. Oh, he's just dashing in.
আবার
I mean,
দুবার
Paranoia,
হয়ে
you
যাবে
get that near sight. You can
Okay.
absolutely see him. So maybe a bit of an overcook from him, but Doesn't really matter.
কষ্ট করে জিতছে
All too easy for Nongshim in that round, 8-3. They actually don't burn any of their ultis either, so they've still got quite a contingent to play with here in the final round of the half. GE will reinvest and desperately need this fourth on the attack. GE could still put things together. I think the defensive halves for both teams have looked a little bit better across the board today. So if you do get to 4, you do get that pistol on the board. I don't think this is over just yet. GE will still be saying we can make something happen, but definitely
8-4
the fourth round. Saw what happened on Breezy. They had a little round or two more maybe to play with. That second
Thank
half
you for
would have been
coming to the
interesting.
stream.
Cannot afford to make the same mistake
बहुत
twice.
अच्छा लगा स्ट्रीम
Get
करके
underway
YouTube में
into round number 12, taking a bit of mid control.
शायद अगले जन्म में मिलेंगे हम लोग ओके
YouTube में बोला मना पड़ला तो ये स्ट्रीम की होला
It's really the defensive side that feels like they're making the moves.
लाती
लाती तो YouTube করতে পারছে না YouTube করতে পারছে না আবার লাতিতে করবে
Final pulse will be able to count it down.
লাতিতে কি প্রবলেম
প্রবলেম হচ্ছে বলতে
ইমা দাম্বি ওইদিকে ঘুরেছিল আর প্যাটম্যানের কাছে ভিশন ছিল উল্টা হয়ে গেল
Oh! Spotted, dealt with, dispatched. Navi having his work cut out for him, and very nice skill forward, just tucks him out to the floor. Cleans it up. Navi just trying to keep them distracted. Let them know that it's not safe to try to go for this plant. X-Ross will put the spike down on the floor, and Javi, can he do it again? Solo on AJ against Dambi, who gets the job done. 9-3. Nongshim looking alive and well despite the changes here on Sunset.
Yeah, it's a very weird half there from GE. They're their own best and worst enemies in a sense. Two really nice clutches. One from Crystal, one from
they are their own best and worst
still, and then they kind of let that next round slip, and in that case they're their worst enemy. So it could have been more, it could have been less. GE, I don't think are going to walk away from that half being particularly pleased about the proceedings, but Nongshim coming back into their own. Another 9-3 first half here. What they did in the previous map with a 9-3 was a convincing victory on Breeze. I imagine that is the direction that we're headed in again here for our third map. So Global Esports on the precipice of being handed their first defeat for the split. Maybe the man with the master plan, Harvey, can put something together on this defensive side, but it is looking like a tough go for GE going forward.
I mean, he's going to have to. You look back to when they played this, because this is a map that Global has like next to no experience on overall. It's been very few times that they were playing this, and we've only seen it once so far in stage 2 versus RRQ. It was a 6-6 with them starting on the defender side. So for them to close out that map 13-9, the lion's share of that work was done on the attacker side. So the fact that they're only able to come up with 3 rounds does not bode good tidings for them at the moment, but if they can get that pistol, it can start to activate a little bit like we saw on the back end of Breeze. There is still a world where they can get this done. But right now, I mean, Nongshim, they have to be feeling so damn confident themselves to be able to close this out.
All right, pistol round all important for GE. Pretty standard setup, 2-on-2. Crystal wants to have a little bit of a look and doesn't actually end up spotting any of those Nongshim players. They're around the corner a little bit too slow. Still, looks like GE are going to stack this B side, so good call.
Curveball going to be sent, swing in the corner. Autumn able to find a headshot, but can't get the kill. RB will take him down, and now they have to try to just back out of the way. Yudotan will be able to find one, though. They can't play off the saturate. RB gets a second. Crystal sees in position, decayed down to 1. Still going to be a 2v2 with a health advantage in the hands of Global Esports.
Nongshim playing with Supreme Confidence. They see all those numbers, but they still decide to swarm straight through that dark cover that did come through from Patman. Tags. Yeah. Headshots out from Nongshim to clutch this here.
I mean, this should be GE taking the pistol for themselves.
The
re-wrap over towards Market. X-Ross drawing the attention. Francis, look for the backstab. Oh! Turn it off! Cut the feed!
Despair in that round for Francis. It was a freebie. It was on a silver platter, but sometimes the easiest shots are the hardest ones to hit in the end. Start was looking good. RB was putting in work as well. Got a couple of kills on this pistol.
পিছনে ঘুরে থাকলে না মারাই যায় না
given themselves once again another lifeline, and that unfortunately is really the way I think you have to describe this
shot
map at the
mere
moment.
দেয়, easy
It's
করে
just
মারা যায়
GE
না
trying to hold on for dear life, holding on by their fingernails.
Yeah,
ও
I mean,
বুঝেছে
you
ও
have
কি
to just
লেভেলে
try to lap
এগিয়েছে
that one off.
It happens. You've still got a massive lead here. I don't think it
কিন্তু
should be a
ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে
massive tilt
এই
for
রাউন্ডে যদি
Nongshim,
পরপর যদি দুটো
but
রাউন্ড
that is
যেতে তাহলে
how
চান্স আছে
these
কিন্তু
kinds of recoveries start, right? You need a little bit of luck to go your way as GE, and I think it's fair to say that is a little bit lucky to win the pistol there.
সুন্দর ভাই
Of course, you have to capitalize on it, and Yudotan doing a good job of
ওরা
that.
ভাবছে
Couple
ওই
of taps
স্মোকের
straight
মধ্যেও
away.
আছে
Picks up the opening two.
Ivy with some decent damage on the
ব্যাটম্যান
Batman.
ছেড়ে দাও না রিজেনারেট হোক শিলটা হ্যাঁ গুড বয়
Looking good for GE to just convert this, and if they can do it flawlessly, it would be huge for them. Oh, okay!
এই
A bold
Wait,
move
what
from
did they
RB.
look?
I mean, just CP right to his face. Ivy will be found in mid. RB should be dead on the sentry, but Dambi now scaling forward over to Boba, running out of bullets into the saturate, gonna buy some space. Meanwhile, RB dead. Spike can't be planted.
কিমেরা বুবু
And Dambi has to do it all. Any damage he can get is going to be very welcomed, but will just be some armor rebuys there onto Yudotan as well as Crystal. And Global
গ্লোবাল
Esports
স্পোর্টসে
close
খেলা
out
দেখলে
the
ভয়
Antec
লাগে
kill
আমি
pretty
জানি না
cleanly.
কেন
কার বলতো
That's a good start. But that's really all that it is at the moment for GE.
এটা কত ভালো খেললো
Need to see
পরের
some
মিনিটে
more.
হেগে দেবে
It's really the same story
পরের
that we were
রাউন্ডটাতেই দেখ না
selling
কি
on
করছে
map
ওরা।
2. It's Nongshim's map to lose at the moment, but GE
পুরোটা নাকি
still
স্ন্যাং
fighting
থেকে
hard to
চলে
try
এসেছে
to make
ওখানে
something
মেনে
happen
আবার
here. First gun round yet to come.
ওটা ভাব ওখানে তোর ইয়ে কি বললাম না আরবি কেমন দৌড়ে দৌড়ে চলে এলো
চলে এলো
Will be again towards the B
ওরে
side.
যাবে যেটা জেতার কথা না
They
পেছন
will
ঘুরে মেরে দিল না পাট
signal
করে
their
ওয়ান
intentions
ট্যাপ
will-
অপরমান ঠিক ঠিকানা নেই
A little bit of a
আনপ্রেডিক্টেবল
peek from
স্পোর্টস
Harvey. In fact, he's going to commit to the side hold.
স্প্যামটা যদি
Forward
দেয় না
hold.
এরা
He's got a cam.
And this is completely unconditioned, but Prowler is not going to check for it. Nongshim,
I don't know if they are going to check for it.
how
ভাই
many can he get?
দুটো কিল পেলেও জিতে যাবে
Pat
নিস
potentially as well to help him out if Patman gets involved. They
Here's the
haven't watched.
swing!
এ
বাবা
সি
Not again.
টাটি
Well,
সবাই
জেনারেশনাল ওরা লস হয়ে গেছে ভাই
ভাই
ওরা জানে আরবি ঢুকে গেছে
It's a good spot to be in for RB. Drone's not going to see him
Drone
either.
doesn't check him. RB,
Nah,
I
nah.
ওটা তো
swear.
মরবে
You got to hit the shot, surely. He does!
দুটো
Connecting in with two. Spam, and Crystal going to be dinged to the wall.
একটা ম্যাচ একটা রাউন্ড ভালো খেললে তারপর ম্যাচটা এত
এমন
বেশি খেলে দেয়
কিছু বুঝতে পারবে না কেন
So much weight on his shoulders. Stop Nongshim from getting into double
Look
digits.
at
They know
it.
exactly where he's at. Ivy finds that kill, and the second shot from
Tactic
Crystal will
is
not
over,
connect.
Yeah, somebody had to restore some sanity to this game, and his name is RB. Those two kills, exactly as required.
भाई
GE
ग्लोबल
fold
का मैच देखने
on
के
their
बाद थोड़ा
bonus.
सा रेस्टलेस हो जाता हूँ
Harvey is going to be kicking himself
फिर
because
लगता
that
है क्यों
was
देख रहा हूँ
really the opportunity. Look, he's not happy,
वही देख।
Oh, no.
and you can't blame him.
No, you can't. I've been, those watching, let he who has not whiffed throw the first stone.
Exactly, we've all been there. I've been known to throw in a table slam or two back in the day.
This is a nice spot.
I mean, especially given the performance that Javi's been putting up right now on this map.
Yeah.
So widely, he's been the one guy on Global Esports who's keeping them in this even remotely.
Well, 10 to 5 again, not over just yet for GE, but gets monumentally harder if they end up losing this round, because it will then be an eco round for GE. They'll have no money. This is kind of do or die for them.
এই দেখ পিক ক্রিস্টাল পিক করবে দেখেছিস তো এটা
Batman backpedals.
না আল্ট করে এটা ঠিক করে
মারতে পারছে না কেন তিনটে মরে গেল
He's trying to just avoid the util, but he can't avoid the players. Has to know that they're going to be scaling in quickly. Better to just eat the ult and make an exit. While Javi corralled in, pinned,
মেন্টাল ডাউন হয়ে গেছে ওদের
dispatched by the shorty.
Francis was just playing with Harvey and waiting
Save.
for Danby to come.
गाइस जीजी हो गया गाइस
Well, they didn't save that round that you spoke about it on
Which is why I'm
Breeze.
trying,
Full
to, I'm
GG
trying to
guys.
hope that they can hear me.
Total
Will it into
GG.
existence.
Get the ear
Manifest.
cup off.
সেভ করতেই হবে রাউন্ড কিছু করার নেই
পরের রাউন্ডে বা হেরে
Looks
গেলে
like they
ব্যাস
will hear you
12
this time
খতম
around. Yudotan and Autumn opting to take the rifles into the
It's
next
finally
round, but
GG's.
I don't know for all the good it's really going to do. It's going to be 11 for Nongshim. The recovery is going to be a long one for Global Esports. Overdrive
अबे
there
यार
for
इतना
Yudotan.
अच्छा
Maybe
खेल
if
के
he
भी
picks up
ये
one, he
करोगे
can
तो क्या
drop that Phantom over. You can potentially put together a round off the back of that as GE. I can see a way that it could come together, but it just doesn't feel like it's GE's day today. Dambi's getting away with too much. Nongshim in general confident at the moment.
खत्म सब अरे खत्म तो हो पहले ही हो गया था.
Another map back to back. That's been a really good performance from him.
ये पुराना ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स दिखा दिया फिर से.
It feels like they are just very dialed in with this. So
এতটা চেঁচানো দরকার ছিল.
Timeout call of the series from Platoon.
पासिस जोन तो नतून इससे ग्लोबल है. बच्चे भाई इतना सरदर्द लेना ही था मैं ज्वाइन ही नहीं करता.
And unfortunately, just not that much to really try to work with. No ultimates online at the moment. Close in the cycle, yes, but still a ways off.
Javi to tilt হয়ে গেছে.
Zero charges to a run it back. One away from having an overdrive, so maybe allows for Yuta to drop the gun, pop the ult.
Exactly.
Make a go of it from there.
I think that's what it's going to have to be for GE. You do have to go for this round for sure. Feels like a lot of this rests on the shoulders of Yudotan though. He has to find that opening pick, charge up that overdrive. And that is where, you know, you really build actually quite a decent portion of firepower here for GE. They're going to invest as well. So they are going all in on this. Not all in, obviously, but a lot in. Arm up, pistol upgrades. They want to make something happen in this round. That's the indication that we're getting from GE. What does it actually look like in the server? It's not going to be an overly aggressive setup from them.
आगे check করে নিল পেছনে না কেউ বসে থাকে.
Players over on A though. Is the 4-1 split again?
ওই রাউন্ডার করতে সব রাউন্ডে চেক করছে.
Let's check around mid. Javi the hero alone on B for now.
अच्छा तो डाम्बी चेंज है.
Ends up not working for Global Esports.
না না ডাম্বি না এটা.
Going to be a
চশমা পরা?
very dire situation for them.
এই তো ডাম্বি চশমা পরা ডাম্বি.
Avoid the potential catastrophe.
ওয়াও হেয়ারকাট এরকম করে নিচে নাকি কেমন একটা লাগছে
The
দেখতে.
answer is looking like yes.
ডাম্বি.
Then again, some exploration, maybe at least a re-clear towards A main. Xros does have that spike in hand. He may yet end up falling right into this 4-player trap.
Yeah, another smoke down. It might delay even further Nongshim.
If RB takes that gate crash, he should be screwed.
Left.
It's a shoulder to shoulder with Crystal.
It's a good setup here. Paranoia.
Yutan's got that rifle, but Dambi just clears him out.
ওর কাছে অ্যাঙ্গেল আগে ছিল.
Now they're starting to push forward. Javi will be able to intercept in mid. One going to be taking down Xros now, turning him in the grave. The time getting away from them, but Francis still able to find one. Jumps forward into the smoke. Patman holding his own. Dambi dead with a shock dart. And Ivy is a world away. That's the round over.
जीते गए.
Trying to cut off rotators, but
घंटा बचा.
Just a critical misunderstanding and misread here.
Yeah.
घंटा बचा, yes.
All right, GE get one, and a pretty cheeky one as well.
Hey, देख लो.
Them in this, at least for now. 11-6 reinvestment will come through for Nongshim. And how did this all go wrong? You thought with that kill, Nongshim had it done. That was the rifle taken away from Yudotan, but Javi perfectly timed on the rotation. I think that is the moment where, you know, you see Javi getting that kill in mid, you think, okay, well, if I'm now lurking on the other side of the map, I kind of need to pick the pace up here as Ivy. Maybe sort of thought Javi was going to slow down and turn back around and try to find him. I'm not sure, but either way.
পরপর 5টা রাউন্ড জিততে হবে.
Point.
কঠিন.
Head into round 18.
Kinda impossible comeback.
For GE to hold on.
I don't think the cam's been toggled, or at least maybe Javi. He hasn't gone for it, I don't think. Damage going to be seen. A little bit of damage on the shoulder. Refract out.
जावे ना जावे. एक खाली.
But A has been given up, and now this time Ivy can absolutely find value on the lurk.
Yes. This round much better. Patman's going to pull it out.
No, canceled. Swings the corner. He's dead. Hobby, quick little turnover to the side from Market. Will be able to find the neural depth. Going to be letting them know that all of Nongshim are getting ready to take the A site, but they're not there yet.
This is quite a good rotate, it has to be said, from GE. They've done well to get back across.
Oh, this is still very possible for them. Convergent paths as well going to be invested very early. The spike's not even planted yet, but now Crystal's going to be struck down. Francis finding the one, swing in. It's a little bit whippy there from RB. Smattering damage on the Udaton. As this goes into a 3v3, the slide in. Down recovering fire, able to find the one, but Autumn trading it back.
Nice one, last one.
Nice one.
Bringing this down to the 1v1. X-Ross, it's been a little bit of a slower game for him. Back over onto this initial
Jumping. Nice one.
Damage and will get taken down. It's another round for Global.
Oh, I'm very impressed that Global Esports actually pulls that round back together.
That
looked like it was absolutely doomed. You have 4 players into the A site. You have the lurk in there from Ivy, which is basically going to get a guaranteed kill. Yeah, he does go down, but they immediately make the call. As soon as Ivy gets this kill, they know that's the lurker. And honestly, they've almost beaten Nongshim back over to the site. Slow on their entry into A, a bit too cautious. They weren't obviously aware that it was a free site, so those extra sort of 5-10 seconds that GE affords themselves making a big difference. And now a little bit of pressure shifts back onto the shoulders of Nongshim. This is not being done quite as easily as they would have liked it to have been. Again, maybe similar story to what we saw on Breeze, where first half it looked like a done deal. Second half, you see GE starting to come back together, and then it sort of fell apart for them. But now they have another bite at that cherry. They have another shot at it. We'll see if GE can reward themselves here with a really hard-fought victory today to maintain their win streak in Split 2.
I believe this is the first time out of the series for Nongshim. As strange as that is to consider, given how that first map went. But let it ride, let it put the trust in the hands of the players. Let's see now, that intervention is going to lead to a match point established here for Nongshim. Global Esports are really going to make the things interesting. One charge away from the run it back. The Hunter's here nearly online as well. It's just from the shadows for Francis at the moment.
Nongshim having a bit of a look over toward A. Clone's gone forward, not going to be fooling anybody. GE still on the push. Flash is good.
Dammy's even better. Crystal and Autumn both going to be struck down. Both potential ultimates for Global Esports out of this equation. Neural Depth gets the reveal, gets the information. It's going to be a TP over to an MTP. Udaton has been struck down.
This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back for GE. They looked, again, so good. They were coming back into it, but immediately off the back of that timeout, Nongshim goes one better. And I don't even know if it was necessarily the timeout conversation or just having a bit of X factor.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Throw it
a little bit of Ivy in mid as well. Just have to try to hold on to the weapon, but no. Can't even do that. Flawless round to get up to match point Nongshim. One more to go to get what does feel like a bit of an upset victory over Global Esports.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank
Honestly,
you.
the setup looked good. The flash looked decent. You sometimes just can't beat a bit of individual brilliance, though.
Just one more.
And again, that's the danger of being down at such a deficit, because those kinds of moments are going to happen at this level. GE have not given themselves enough room. This defensive half, it's been better, but it hasn't quite been enough to recover what was a 9-3 first half. So now, no more mistakes allowed for GE. And they do need a little bit of luck to get through this as well. The call is going to be to go towards the B site. They're going to send everything at this round.
He's going to be attacking Hobby yet again. Tripwire going to be broken. Dami, a little bit of a more shallow entry than he would have liked, but still takes that space forward onto the site. Saturate going to be lobbed in, spots him out. Hobby dead, screwed. No options, no recourse. Just hounded down. We'll run it back already invested and dealt with. Udaton will be able to break forward towards Market. As Dombey gets spammed down. Hunter's Fury now going to be called in. Crystal needing to deliver as Dombey tries to hold the door here. The pace forward though is going to be X-Ross taking the first bite. 1 HP remaining. Gets himself a second kill. Francis finds Autumn, and now it is just Crystal intercepted. Bow in hand. As Nongshim Red Force close this out.
Well, very rough start into overall decently breezy 13-7 on Sunset to tie things up. Yeah, and this series almost a metaphor for Nongshim's season so far. Last week they had to play the back-to-back games. They had to play the Super Week, two matches in 1 week off the back of all of that travel coming back in from EWC. It didn't go well for them. They dropped 2-1 to Full Sense. And then 2-1 to Gen G as well. We all had our questions as to, what's going on here for Nongshim. Are they going to be that same potent force? On the other hand, G, I should say, come in with the 2-0 lead off the back this week. And you thought, okay, they're on the rise, Nongshim's on the fall. Maybe there's something there for GE, but Nongshim making a little bit of a statement to say, hey, we're not done yet. We're getting it back together.
Gonna throw them some bail. This is the second series this week the Globals had to play. Everyone's gonna be, going through this rotation, given that
well played,
given that we're gonna have that
very
path the champs as we bring in the tier 2 teams.
सीखना पड़ेगा global को.
Very early on, so understandable that they would stumble a bit in this series, but Breeze and Sunset certainly a hell of a lot rougher than we could have anticipated, especially given that the ones making overarching changes was Nongshim Red Force. But I gotta say, a bit of redemption here from RP. The Jet, maybe not it, but the Yoru, 7th time he's ever played it in a track game, looked a hell of a lot cleaner.
I gotta say, I think across the board, the Yorus have really impressed me so far this split. So I, again, wouldn't be too surprised to see if that starts to come into play just generally a little bit more. It feels like everyone's getting a bit more of a flavor of Yoru in the meta, but more so interested into seeing what Bella has to say on the stage.
And it's Nongshim Red Force taking their 2-1 win against Global Esports today. I'm standing here on the stage with RB for our post-match interview. 농심 레드포츠의 RB 선수 만나보겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. Well, with today's win, you managed to cut off your loss streak,
Japanese
and I feel like today's win was a very much needed win for your team to gain back the confidence. And so, can you tell us how much this win today means for you? 자, 오늘 승리로 이번 스테이지 연패를 끊어내고 다시 이렇게 팀 분위기 전환도 성공하셨습니다. 그만큼 되게 큰 의미가 있었을 오늘 승리인데 승리 소감 부탁드리겠습니다.
इंग्लिश में कन्वर्शन इतना कुछ कैसे हो गया?
스테이지 2 경기 자체가 저희한테 매우 다 소중한 경기이기 때문에 포인트 진짜 제일 쉽게 어렵게 걸린 게임이다 보니까 좀 이렇게 이기게 돼서 정말 좋은 것 같아요.
Needless to say, every match this stage means a lot to us because we are still making our journey towards the champions later this year, and it means a lot because with everything so much on the line, every win is so precious to us, right? And I do want to talk to you. It seems like a lot of the teams are making their changes, but for Nongshim's case, we see you making a lot of attempts on Ascent, and we noticed a little bit of a role change on it today. So, can you walk us through what the decision-making process was like? 오늘 어센트에서 이제 농심이 원래도 다양한 시도를 하고 있지만 오늘은 좀 예상치 못한 변화를 봤어요. 역할 변화에 대해서 그 계기나 과정에 대해서 저희가 좀 자세히 들어볼 수 있을까요?
일단은 저희가 스테이지 2에서 이 대회 자체가 탈락이란 게 없잖아요. 뭐 안 좋은 성적이 나더라도 플레이인에서 시작을 다시 할 수 있으니까 일단 그거 생각해서도 일단 제가 좀 이 역할에 대해서 하고 싶다는 먼저 권유를 했었고 감독님한테 그래서 일단 권유를 해봤지만 과정을 통해서 이제 지켜봤는데 괜찮다고 얘기해 주셔가지고 그래서 이렇게 쭉 연습을 진행했던 것 같습니다.
I mean, the upside for this stage is that no teams are eliminated and we all get to play in the play-ins. So I thought this might be the best time for us to try new things. And it was actually my decision. I offered it to Coach Silkanon and I said, hey, how about this? And I think through the practice and today's results that it's not going too bad. All right, well, next up, another team that's making a lot of changes for themselves. You're facing Zeta Division, right? So what are your expectations for your next match? And what stood out for you looking at last Zeta's match? 이제 또 다른 변화를 많이 주고 있는 팀이 다음 상대입니다. 제타 디비전을 만나게 되시는데 또 다음 경기는 어떻게 예상하시는지 좀 눈에 띄는 부분이 있으셨을까요?
아무래도 일단 이번 대회 때 제타 디비전이 저는 가장 좋게 준비를 많이 해왔던 팀이라고 생각을 하고 있고요. 일단은 계속 경기하면서 다음 경기 때 저희가 꼭 이길 수 있도록 저희가 준비 빡세게 하고 오겠습니다.
I think Zeta Division is the team that has prepared a lot coming into this stage. So I think we really need to put our hours into our practice, and I am going to give it my all. All right, thank you, RB. Congrats on your win again today.
पक्का ये तो नहीं बोला है.
RB 선수
अच्छा भाई बंदे ने कुछ तो ड्रॉल किया भाई.
감사합니다.
कन्वर्शन निकालो भाई इसका एक्चुअल. कुछ तो घपला किया उसने.
NON-WIFI taking the series from Global Esports, and RB, that validation finally coming back. He's still got it.
Respect to the man. Look, I was a doubter, I was a hater after map 1, but you know, he came out swinging there. Map 2, he was fantastic. Map 3, back on that duelist, and once again I was thinking, oh no. But he really turned it around. I think he played a very, very strong game today. So full credit to NON-WIFI. This was an informed GE, and they managed to recover something here in this group.
Yeah, I think this matchup in the group stage as well really makes for such an interesting kind of
आज शायद और एक स्ट्रीम हो सकता है शाम को. चांसेस है और कल भी स्ट्रीम होगा. 2 दिन तो स्ट्रीम हो रहेगा इस अब. मंडे से क्या होगा ये तो अभी नहीं बता सकते क्योंकि बहुत ही बिजी शेड्यूल चल रहा है इसको एक्सटेंड साउंड करके. इतना बकता है चुप. इतना बिजी शेड्यूल चल रहा है भाई, क्या ही बोलूं. तो उस हिसाब से प्लान करते हैं. आजकल तो स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं ऑब्वियसली. तो ठीक है गाइस, गुड बाय. थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग एंड ज्वाइनिंग एंड सब्सक्राइबिंग एंड लाइकिंग द स्ट्रीम. Bye bye, goodbye, see you and sayonara. Bye.
And also, a lot of the time we'll actually inform, you know, who goes on.
I got the juice like a snow cone. Ice in my veins and a cold flow. I'm getting cash overseas by the boatload. You wanna ride my wave? That's a no-go. Senoritas going loco. Make it bounce like a pogo. All my haters see rojo. They big mad cause they coming up short like Frodo. Activate the beast mode. I keep it hot, give your brain a heat stroke. You ain't a big shot, you some basic B-roll. The world is mine like my name's Pacino. Hey, it's Nico. I guess I'm back. Catch me in the fast lane on the right track. And my shorty is a 10 like a dime bag. Got me feeling like a milli, check the price tag. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, ain't no time for pit stop. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, it's my style.